Sorry that I'm late, but it is Friday, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Day, and the Who's Starting On podcast. And I am Reality with Krista Marie. And I see everybody. Hi, Terry. Say hi. I'm so sorry. I think I'm a couple minutes late, guys. I apologize. But we are going to get into Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I don't know, Kyle's therapy appointment, I guess we can call this. Let me tell them a second. So if you are listening on the whose side are you on podcast side, I appreciate it. Please, if you want to see the crazy live, please come over here Monday, Wednesday, or Friday and watch me do the crazy live. And give me 1 second. And also please don't forget to subscribe, comment, all that stuff. You know, all the bells and all that, like bell. Notification bell. Also the follow, like, share. Oh, hello, Erin. And all that. I am going to drop the call link in a minute. Also, if you are still listening on the podcast side, there is chapters and timeline or timestamps because we tend to get into a very long episode. And sometimes we go on for like 2 hours and we talk about other stuff. But like I said, if you want to watch the crazy live, come over here and watch us Monday through Friday. And let's get started. So anybody that wants to, I might drop the call link. Anybody, what do you guys think about the episode? What do you guys think about the season so far? Let me know what you guys think. Oh, also, by the way, who's starting on podcast side? I'm not talking to myself. I always tell you guys I have a live chat going, and I'll do my best to make sure I paste or I say the comments out loud so you know what I'm answering to, what I'm answering at. I think I said all the stuff right. All right. So first thing we get into, first of all, is Sutton's store. Now, I don't judge. I don't judge how you got your money, right? But do you guys think her being proud, like, $300,000 a month is a lot of money? Do you think she would have did it without her husband's money? I don't know. Like, maybe if she would have got on the show and she had money that way, I don't know. But I mean, I guess you have to keep the store running, right? So she used her husband's money to get the store running, but I mean, I'm proud of her. I don't know if it's Luke. I don't know if she makes profit or not. I don't think she would ever tell us that. Because even if she doesn't make profit, she doesn't really need to because she's going to be rich for the rest of her life. People live off of a lot less than $300,000 a month. So, but like at least she's proud of her store. I think that Kyle couldn't keep her store open. I don't know. I also feel bad for Kyle too because I feel like everything she's ever done has ever done. Her family has shit on her about it. And I don't know if I told you guys this before, but there was a lady in Reddit who knows the family really well, Kyle's family really well, and basically said that like their mom was very abusive. Kathy's mom was very abusive to all of them. And then that basically Kathy took over the role when their parents died, when the mom died. Also, somebody pointed out to me, which I never realized before, I keep saying that that Morgan is her half sister, right? I did not ever do the math to think that maybe Morgan was born after her dad was deceased, which seems to be the case. So I bite my tongue. I don't know. Foot and mouth. I guess it's not her half sister. I was like, all right, well, maybe it's from Kathy's dad. But then he is an older man. Who knows? I don't know. I'm stuck on the half sister thing. I don't know why. I just find it weird that Kathy also now has the tattoo of the K tattoo. So it's like, what? But yeah, so anyway, so we started out with Sutton's store. And I thought she was redoing the store, but I guess she's not redoing the store. She was having that party. I like Sutton. I'm a Garcelle Sutton fan. I am too. And I am all for Sutton being Sutton. And I'm all for her going after Kyle. Now, I hate to say that. I feel like she's doing Kathy's job now. And I feel like she now is finally, like, these women, the Fox Force 5 was really evil to them, to Garcelle and Sutton. So, I mean, I'm not feeling really bad for Kyle at this moment at all. But But for Sutton, on the other hand, you know, like assuming that she's an alcoholic or being your friend and saying it is two different things. Like if you're somebody's friend and you know that Sutton has this issue with her son's possibly be moving to like England, to bring up her drinking on camera. Now, not only has Kyle said it, Freddie Hellenkamp said it on Watch What Happens Live. And yeah, so like it's not just Kyle that said it. So it's like, are you really like Kyle, you're really that mad that Sutton has finally got her voice and Garcelle has the voice that you have to employ all your million minions, like direct three too, your minions to basically make her look bad. Like I don't know what else you could do. Like that's what the one thing that you want to do is take things from Sutton is go after her business or her reputation and all that. Because I mean I'm gonna just assume that Kyle's not gonna forgive Sutton and Sutton's not gonna forgive Kyle. Hey Larja Curves is backstage. I want to pull her real quick before we go on. Hello.
Hey, happy Friday.
Hey, happy Friday. Let me take these. Oh my God, look at our names. Hold on. Let me fix that. No, let's just not do that. Ew, why are they so weird?
I don't know. They look fine to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I was like cutting us off, but okay. Hi, happy Friday.
Oh, beautiful. Happy Friday.
Thank you. Why do you seem so quiet? Why are you so down today?
My dad died yesterday.
What?
Yeah.
Lord, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so
Don't
sorry.
worry. But I'm here to distract myself with these
Okay.
hoes in 90210.
I know. Well, I mean, they do a good job of it, right?
They really do. They really, really do. Um,
So what do
you
you
were
feel
just saying,
about?
I agree with you. It's totally like, what are these seasoned veterans of reality TV doing other than something with intention and a plot to try to drive a narrative that somehow Suddy Sutton has a greasy elbow when it comes to the vodkas. They were
I know.
saying horrible things. And then for Dorito to pretend like she didn't say, oh, she wakes up and puts vodka in her coffee. Oh my God. Like
I
she
know.
didn't put 28 on it and is going over there berating Crystal to demand, oh, why would you have said that? Why would you? Oh my God. Oh my gosh. I'm so proud. I'm clapping for Crystal, the lady who went from wallpaper to standing off with Dorito. I love it. I love it. She had no time for Dorito. She was like, oh, I'm so bored. I loved it.
I know. I know. She's like, I'm bored. I was like, why? I wish they would have shown Dorit's face when she said that. Because I
Me
was like,
too.
oh, like I would have loved to see her face.
Yeah,
Because
that was brilliant.
in this whole like, well, first of all, I mean, the producers were trying to insinuate that Sutton. I mean, she did do it with her husband's money, and she could that store could fail, and she could keep it open with the money that she gets every month from her husband. So, I mean,
Like she gets
100,
300K a month.
I know it blows my
That's
mind.
like every month. So that means like how long before she's to 1 million? She gets like a couple $1 million a year, right?
Yeah, and owns part of a minor league baseball team on top of
Yeah.
it.
And is hecka low key and quirky. Like that's the kind of friend you need. And as Crystal loves to say, generous.
And on a housewives reality housewife show that pays
Yeah.
you $900,000 up to $900,000 a year season.
Crystal is out for me. She disinvited Gertie from a party
I
because
know
Larsa, no way.
because of love.
Mademoiselle, is that real? Where'd you hear that tea? Where'd you hear that tea?
I know it. I heard it and I was like, "There's got to be more to the story." I'm like, I mean, I don't see Crystal. Crystal is married to the Lion King guy. Does she really care that much about Larsa Pippen? Like her clout, Larsa Pippen? Like
Well,
to say
that's hey, she
that?
might now that she's part of the reality Kim Kardashian crew, maybe she feels like it might be beneficial to her to hitch her wagon to Larsa's fake butt.
Uh, maybe. I mean, I
But
don't know.
Larsa isn't even interesting, you guys. Her voice is annoying. She doesn't have any substance. Like, why would you? And all she does at a party is stand there and, and look like her face is stretched. I'm like, dude, Gertie is way more fun at a party.
Definitely, definitely. Oh, and her timeshares too. Yeah, I mean, I heard it and I'm like, because I was starting to like Crystal though. I was
Me
starting to like
too.
a lot. Like I like her interactions with Rob. I like her interactions with her brother, which even though it's a little weird, but like I like
That is
when
very weird. That's
she was
like
when she was laughing
she's
at Jake,
very attached to her brother in a weird, like overbearing mom who treats their son like a boyfriend kind of way.
like Bling Empire way.
Yeah.
I saw
Yeah.
that like how they. I mean, I can see it because I watched it on Bling Empire, and I was like, "This is weird," but that's the culture. But that
Uh-huh.
is very like he's way too independent, like with his own like career and like
Like he's a full-on pop star and his
yeah,
sister is cock blocking.
BK2 ish. Yeah, like he's like BK2, whatever he's like one of them. And I wonder too, like I wonder if they also like were afraid of him being engaged and it ruining his career because it's
I think
money.
it was just that China was on lockdown
Yeah,
and they wanted him here and she couldn't come because she didn't have the kind of money or paperwork that he had. And so he is so devoted to his family, just like you said in Bling Empire,
yeah,
so devoted to his family that he did what devoted people do. They go home to their family at the expense of themselves sometimes. And all I can offer with my dad dying yesterday is whatever you need to do it for you. Don't do it any other way. Don't be scared of what the people, if they're not going to play, they wasn't supposed to play with you. Live your life for you. And I'm glad that he's going back to his girlfriend and
yeah,
basically, I hope that he breaks off Crystal. That's the only way that it's going to work with any other woman is to let go of Crystal because she thinks she's his girlfriend or wife or something right now, and that's
yeah.
no fair.
It's yeah. I find that yeah a little
Timber
over.
shares. Timber shares. What's a timber?
Timber shares. Timber shares.
Is that grinder
I think
for lumberjacks?
timber shares. I think it's timeshares. Timeshares. Timeshares.
Oh, oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I thought it was grinder for lumberjacks. Timber.
um,
Yeah, lumber. Oh, lumber shares. Yeah, it is lumber shares. Okay.
lumber shares. Oh, lumber shares.
Cool.
Oh, maybe that
Yeah,
is.
that's look, everybody needs wood.
No, I mean, hey, what's like? I'm telling you, redoing this house, like lumber is expensive, and I'm like, what is?
Very, very.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's the one thing
Hey,
in our hey, it's the one
Hey.
thing in our
sorry.
society that we use everything. Like we use the tree, we use the pulp, we use the
Yeah.
bark. So at least that's one thing. There's not a whole lot of
Mhm.
waste when it comes to a tree. Is that Brendan?
That's Brett.
Yes.
Oh, hey, your picture didn't pop up on my screen, your white box.
Yeah, I had to get the StreamYard app because iOS wasn't supporting the link anymore.
Oh, really?
Do it either.
Yeah, it's a headache.
I bet. I bet. Well, and another reason for our lag right now, if anybody's experiencing their car messing up, the computer tripping, everything's buffering, somebody says the sky is blue and you hear the sky is purple, it's Mercury retrograde till
Yep.
January 1st
Yep.
That's a
And we've got some
possibility.
solar flares too. Heavy solar
and
flares.
solar flares. Yep. And a full-on coronal explosion, you guys.
But
Again.
Coronal mass ejection.
we are on the most benevolent timeline possible, and it's all going to be okay. We're on the
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
little.
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
I ask you a question? Would you hug your therapist or do you hug your therapist when he walks in to you or you walk in to see him or
I would
No,
just.
whenever I've had a therapist, I've never been that close with them. Like I'm like, oh,
feel like, hey,
yeah,
right,
I'm just walking in. It's all business.
right,
Yeah, yeah.
friend.
I rarely hug my therapist. I mostly shake their hand. I
Okay.
don't
Hmm.
really get too close with therapists because due to my unique evolutionary trait called autism, they
Yeah.
change too rapidly, so I don't get attached.
I love how he put that. My unique
I know.
evolutionary trait. That's
I love
beautiful.
it. I mean, I think it's just weird that Kyle did that. Like,
Yeah, the whole thing was fake anyway. Which
it's
Kyle's been on the show for 13 years, and we're just now meeting this therapist that she told everything to for the past 28 years. Yeah, right, Kyle. Come on, lady. Come freaking
Nothing Kyle
on.
does surprises me anymore. I'm sorry.
But how did he not know too? Like, is this the first time she's seen him? Because to me, if
This
you have
was-
a therapist that's on call, if your best friend, you had this year and you are going all the way back to May, why is this the first time he's hearing about it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah, because she needed a scene to try to gain more sympathy, to make her more of a victim, because that's her storyline this season is, oh, poor me, I'm a victim. I can't share what's really going in my life because it makes me more of a victim. And that's what she's doing. And it's in true housewives nature to go to a therapist. Act like you always go, Portia, to the anger management man. Act like you always go, Mika, and you just sat down with the fertility specialist in your first episode on the show.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's all for storyline. Or else this would have been an established relationship that we even heard mentioned. They would have did a flash. The eighth housewife would have loved to do a flashback to this therapist and the dinner from hell lady smoking her crazy cigarette. But they don't have the footage because it never happened.
Oddly enough, I had anger management issues. I'm still dealing with them, but none good therapy. Some therapy couldn't help.
I mean, like at some point, everybody has anger management issues. I mean, I feel like you're gonna lose your temper at some point in your life. But I feel like Kyle at that time, like watching her break down. Like I did. I don't know if I said to you guys last week, but there's a Reddit thread, and there's a woman in there that knows them really well, and said that like their mother was very abusive. And then Kathy was very abusive too, and basically all to Kyle, and like basically took over for what the mother was doing. And
Why
that would
was Kyle treated like the redheaded stepchild? Did they mention that?
What does that even mean anyway?
I think maybe she's like the baby. She came later, like with
And
their
do
dad.
they have different dads too?
I think Kyle does. Is it Kyle?
Yeah, I think the two blondes have the same dad. And so
Yeah.
maybe that was part of the reason they, tag teamed her too.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, well, maybe, and I think they, I don't know.
Lauren.
Yeah, I really think
Hey, Lauren.
that wasn't cool either. That's what I said. Like Kyle's taking out whatever she wants, whatever Kathy was doing. I feel like Sutton might be taking over for Kathy, and Kyle's retaliating, and
Right.
he's like, "I'm going to get you before you get me." But then, like, she feels like she can
Oh, it's
abuse
Kathy
Kyle.
that has a different dad.
Yeah, but I feel like
But,
Kyle is trying to get over it. Like she's not afraid of Sutton, but she's afraid of Kathy. So this is just like her way of like, oh no, like she's like, all of a sudden I have a voice. No, you just feel like you can yell at Sutton and you think she's
right.
less. You know what I mean?
That part. She didn't yell at Lisa. She had a reason to yell at Lisa. She didn't yell at Erica. And just like how Dorito never raises her voice to anybody but Garcelle so far. So there's that.
Because my husband's back like that, I would be yelling at him. I'm yelling at her.
Yeah. But if Dorit sorry.
Okay.
I was wondering what you thought about Brendan. What do you think about Kyle calling out Sutton's drinking? Do you think that was because she cares? Are they trying to make up something on her?
I would say Pop calling Kettle black.
Well, do you think because she's not drinking, she now thinks she can call other people out for drinking?
Pretty much. I've seen it before. It's pretty much.
Do you think like you don't think she's just? I mean, yeah, I think it's all the above. Like I just think that Teddy said it on Watch What Happens Live. So right then and there, I knew there's some kind of agenda there because Freddie, Teddy, whatever you want to call her, she's doing Kyle's work. You know what I mean? Like she had to get her like taken there. That that's why she has an eighth or a fifth of vodka in her purse at all times. It's like, really, Teddy?
Like how do you know? I'm
How do
sure
you know?
you're not in any of the $300,000 a month rooms that Sutton's in, darling.
She's in Kyle's purse. She gets confused. She's jumping out of Kyle's purse, not Sutton's purse. Like,
and then how did she get from Kyle's purse to Tamra's purse? I was wondering how that happened anyway, but
next season she's gonna be jumping out of Tamrat's purse. She is.
Oh my God.
I know it's gonna be so horrible. And how is it that she wasn't invited to that dinner?
That was hilarious. That's
Everybody was there. Every housewife that Kyle's ever had in her life, except for Freddie, was not at the dinner.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Even Denise in her upside down jacket.
Oh my God, Denise! I'm no longer at the. I wanted Denise back. I was obsessed with her. I wanted her back, but I just feel she's got too much going on for this. Like she was.
I know. I wonder what she was that from what she ate at dinner, but she came in
No,
with her eyes glazed over and
no,
pupils very dilated.
very some kind of any benzodiazepine. I think.
She was a mess. And it was at first it was in a cute way. Like I love a good messy girl. Like, oh, you're having dinner with girls and stuff. But then when she did that,
Oh God.
that was just so freaking high. That was too high, girl.
She had the high voice, she had the Xanax voice, she had the drinking voice. But then, like, she was on Bethany's podcast, and I'm like, everybody's like, oh, she looks great. I'm like, no, she doesn't. So she was
Well, doesn't
leaving
she have a thyroid issue too?
I just have one question. Can we address? Okay, I'm better than that. Can we address the fact that Dorit's over milking this PTSD thing because she doesn't have it? I know what real PTSD looks like. I have it. I went to school during the Freddie Gray uprising, so let's just say it wasn't pretty for me.
Right.
Like she's going to Vegas and she's going to all these. She was on, at the Magic Mike show. I know she said she has to be prepared, but her going to these events, I don't know how that you had a home invasion. Okay, but I don't. They also left you
where
yourself.
They didn't take any jewelry.
And
they didn't take any jewelry and left your phone, lady.
And said we're gonna make sure it lights up and see it.
Trust me, crooks don't do that. They will mostly tie you up, put you in a closet,
pistol whip you good. You should have came out with a bruise or something.
Unalive you and do the job.
And also, in the police report, there was no gun on the police report.
No, exactly.
And also, for some strange reason, the alarm wasn't on.
Exactly. Oh, yeah.
But that's her
third alarm went off.
Yeah, and her third burglary, but you don't have the alarm on with PK not there.
And didn't Teddy's husband put in the alarm?
That's what I heard.
Allegedly.
Yeah. That's what I heard.
Allegedly, that's what I heard too.
Yeah. And I understand. I also put the mental health, the suicide, 988.
I saw that. That's excellent.
I didn't realize how close her and that woman were, Lorraine. Her name is Lorraine.
Was she ever in the show? Did the Eighth Housewife flash back to when she was on?
Yeah, a lot. But then I remember, but I don't remember. But
she asked herself. I miss when Kyle was talking to the doctor. I was like, oh, this is all so freaking made up. I fast forwarded through it. I thought it just read fake as soon as she was like, hello, doctor, sat on the couch.
Yeah,
I was like, fast forward.
I'm just like, how are you not calling him the second this woman did this? To me, that's the only real reason you have completely off kilter, like you're in your life. Like Mo's been cheating on you for years. You know it. You've been fighting with Kathy Kim your whole life. That's nothing new. This is the only thing really new. You found out that he likes kiddie bowls and stuff like that. And then the thing, Lorraine, which also, did you realize too, that woman, everything that Kyle owned was in that woman's name. That woman had claimed everything.
What? Wait. What? How?
What?
Okay, Lorraine, her best friend,
who Esther herself.
Yes, was on read all Kyle's finances. Her banks had access, instead of Mauricio, she was in her position. So she had run all her finances.
Like everything was joint with Kyle and the lady.
No, Lorraine, her best friend, basically was the one who would get everything, not Mauricio. Like her life insurance.
Her beneficiary.
Yeah, for everything. She said she's the one who ran my finances, and she's the one who I don't know. I was
That's
all
crazy.
My kids, if we ever died, she was the one who the kids would, the one who would take over, and I was like, wow,
that's weird.
No.
So I do the insurance thing. I help change people's lives. So with insurance, you can name anybody as a beneficiary. If they're under 18, they have to wait till they're 18 for them to release the check. But aren't her kids, most of them over 18? Why wouldn't she just name her children who are over 18 direct beneficiaries instead of adding this outside third party person as a beneficiary to such a huge empire, unless there's something else going on? I've never had a person who's establishing generational wealth for them and their family name a third party that's not part of the family
Hey
as the
guys,
beneficiary to carry
Yeah.
on the wealth in the family. It's sounding really weird.
Well, maybe because Mauricio is getting sued.
I
also,
was
Maybe,
thinking that too, but because
you know.
that's my theory of why this all is going on is because he's getting sued for all their whole for if they're worth 100 million and he's
Mm,
getting sued for 100 million, then of course put everything in your friend's name so that
mm,
there's no benefits coming to him so that it's not attached, but so it wouldn't be able to be attached if they had to establish trust. If they had a trust for their
mm.
family set up, then even if they're getting sued by this Bacano Faso guy, or
Well,
whoever that country is, they still would not be able to do anything to what's inside the trust. So I'm not sure. I'm not, it doesn't seem,
and and also, I don't think that guy cares who's on the trust. I think that if that guy, I mean, as
yeah,
far as
like I think, oh man, did she really S herself or did they find out that she was the beneficiary and they're trying to get everything to have to go back to Mauricio? And then I don't know, like what would have happened? Like, why would she have done that? Was she depressed?
she was very depressed. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She battled mental health and like she just,
Oh,
I guess, didn't have a hold on it. Like Kyle said, she's not. I wondered if she left a note because she said they don't know why, but they just knew that she always struggled with her mental health. But
yeah,
I was like, she was fine at the time, and Kyle doesn't understand that doesn't mean anything. Like, you will
right.
struggle with no matter like your whole life. It doesn't matter. It could be situational or not. And I guess hers
Mhm.
wasn't situational. She just always struggled with it.
Wow.
And it really messed
That's
up Kyle. You could tell it really messed her up. And like it's
yeah,
kind of strange that like I didn't really, I mean, I guess I heard about it, but I was like, I kind of, I don't know, until this episode, I was kind of like, I kind of forgot about it. But she
yeah.
said she's the one that was not her, like she was her sister, basically. She said, she's like, she's the one I went to with all the stuff with Mauricio. She's the one I told everything with my finances. She's like, she knows
Wow.
about me than my own husband, and she said
That's
that's like
crazy.
her relationship with Morgan because it's so real. And I'm like, but you're
Hmm.
comparing your 46-year friendship with Lorraine to now your friend Morgan. And it's like so strange.
Or maybe that's why she's hyper focused on Morgan, except for that Morgan was with Kyle at last year's BravoCon before this whole Morgan's my girlfriend storyline blew up.
We're not even the ones, we're the ones who made up that story anyway. Like, we're the ones who said they could be, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like,
But
they,
they've been friends since last BravoCon. They were on the red carpet together. So
I mean, I found out that it can't be her half sister only because of her dad passed away before Morgan was born.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, born. I'm like, how stupid am I that I never thought of that? But it
I,
doesn't mean maybe Kathy's dad was still alive. Just because he's older doesn't mean that he couldn't, you know what I mean? He could have, or maybe they're cousins. I don't know. I just find it
I don't
strange.
think they're related. Why did Kathy say they're related?
Kathy got a tattoo of like, just like they're like got the matching tattoo with theirs. And I was like, well, that's odd.
Kathy
Yeah.
Hilton went
Yes.
and got a matching tattoo
Yeah.
to match Morgan and
Yes.
Kyle's tattoo.
So it's like, what is
Mm.
happening? They have to be related.
That
I,
is bizarre.
guys,
But did Kim get the matching tattoo?
not that I know, not yet.
no.
Not that I know of. Kim Colors on. Listen, the scene
That is weird.
at Sutton's event when Kim goes, "Yeah, I'm an artist too," and everybody looked like it got quiet because her friend, like Sutton's, like, "Here's my friend Kim Bliss. She's an artist and like a painter," and everybody's like, "Ah," and then Kim's like, "Yeah, I'm an artist too," like they're like Kim are like laughing, like joking. She's like, "I'm just kidding." She's like, "I color on walls and stuff like that." And it was like, and everybody's like, crickets, crickets, crickets. It was just so funny. And I was like, "Oh, that was
That's
a funny scene." But Kim cracks me up. The K,
it's the
yeah.
KK for Kathy. That's hilarious.
Hey guys,
I don't know.
I'm watching Housewives now. I'm watching Son's event now. I
Yeah,
think
Mhm.
there's some stuff going on.
yeah. Well, I mean, Kyle and her discussed their argument about the alcohol. You said I'm an alcoholic. Well, you said my husband's cheating on me. Blah blah blah. And it's
And
Yeah.
like,
even for Kyle to bring it up at her event was further disrespect of trying to get it out this narrative. She's bringing it up on camera. She's bringing it up in public at events where you're supposed to be chilling, and you certainly don't want these customers knowing that you think that I have a drinking problem. Like that's just so
Right.
bizarre. And then for Kim, of all people.
No.
who really knows what a greasy elbow is to be standing by your side. They were so, in that
Greasy
whole
elbow.
scene right there, they reminded me of when Brandy Glanville went to the house and her and Kyle turned into little Chihuahua pit bulls and they were just all at Brandy. Remember that?
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Mendoza, how you been? OMG, it's good to see your name in
And
the chat.
Right? I
Nice
saw
to meet Mademoiselle. Thanks you all for being here.
I
Say
know.
peace.
I
You
was
guys smash
looking
all of Krista's buttons, ring her bell if you haven't already.
do all
Share
that.
this video, interact. It helps her stay in the algorithm.
subscribe.
Friends, and like she's cool. It's okay with that friendship, but like I don't know. If I don't think they're in a relationship. I do think because like why wouldn't you just say it by now? Like he's a whole hoe. Her, like he's doing whatever. She's already said they're getting divorced. You know what I mean? They're in separate bedrooms. All this, all that. And again, I don't know which Kyle, when she's sitting here fighting with Sutton, it's like, does she really want Sutton to say everything that's
I'll be
in
right
the
back, guys.
Yeah, so then she can blame Sutton for bringing it out and make her further the victim and act like Sutton's not just there to do a job. Like on all the other franchises, and even on this one, when there's something out in the public, they bring it on the thing because it's out in the public, except for Kyle. She's
um,
always been protected. They always shut it down. And now, if you notice, it's Kyle literally who's bringing up that it's the marriage because all Sutton said was, is there something going on with you? And
yeah.
what Kyle said is, what's wrong with my marriage? You think I'm getting cheated on? Like she's the one who's saying all this. It's just like on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, where Meredith implies something and Monica's the one who says it, but Meredith the one who gets blamed.
Right. Because now they know who to have them do their dirty work. They're smarter now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you want something out, that's what I'm thinking. Like that's how that's how I feel on with Real Housewives of Salt Lake because I think Monica didn't realize saying on camera how bad saying things on camera is really,
Yeah.
But that's why, and then that same thing with Kyle. But again, Kyle, you're gonna push Sutton. If Sutton really came out and said what everything is in the press about Mauricio, that would be really fucking bad. It's bad.
All hell broke loose because
Huh?
I think all hell just broke loose on Housewives.
Well, that's the thing. Like Kyle, like she I don't know. I don't know why she pushed that because maybe she really wants it said on camera because she really is grossed out by him. Because
I
it's
think
really
and that feeds into the story so that
yeah.
everybody in the world, including in that country where he stole the money from the son, knows that they're not together.
It's
The
weird.
tabloid might not have reached that far, but this show, it'll end up someplace that the people on that island or in that country in Africa know that they're on the out. So they can keep on being like, okay, we don't have to mess with her. Let's
Yeah.
just stick on messing with him.
Who stole who? What from who now?
What happened? He stole some money from some really dangerous people, basically, in his mortgage fraud. Like really, really, really big time screwed up. But not only that, he has apparently she's traumatized, right? Like according to Aubrey O'Day, but I would be traumatized too. But that is like I didn't even know if Kyle even heard that whole story about what I was thrown off by Aubrey O'Day first of all because I didn't know she was a prostitute. I don't know if she
First,
was.
wait. Are you saying Aubrey O'Day used to be a streetwalker before P. Diddy found her and turned her into the songstress that we see before us today, who bones one of the 45 sons?
Wow.
Last week I played
went
what she said
somewhere
about.
real fast.
I played what she said on a podcast about a house husband, but she basically described Mauricio. It's bad.
Oh yeah, that was hilarious.
And I'm like, so if I were Kyle, I would be traumatized. But how do you not know he's weird like that? If you're married to the guy,
But she didn't say it was Mauricio either. I didn't know that Mauricio has that much swag. Like the whole story she said was kind of this super confident, swagalicious guy is what I was envisioning, but I can't picture exactly who she's talking about because Mauricio kind of seems like just think of him and PK together. Like he's like, I don't know that he has that kind of confident swag.
I thought he'd be like, I thought he'd be amazing in bed. I thought that like Kyle had it made. I thought he was gorgeous. I thought he was the hottest housewife husband. He has
Yes.
slowly grossed me out when he was smoking all the pot on. Not, I mean, I smoke pot on camera too, but he's a
Yeah.
whole dude. He threw me off of that. Threw me off of that.
Oh, the allegedly banner.
And then hold on. I had
Yeah,
to
you're
switch.
gonna need that. I
But
forgot to
no,
remind you.
is it up there? It is. Okay. So yeah, just listen. It's
That's
all
true,
weird.
man.
He just slowly has grossed me out every year. And imagine if she has been with him for, I don't know, 30 years. She's dressed up like a kitty cat numerous times for Halloween, right? So like, how do you not know? I don't know. Do they? I mean, me and my husband are pretty keen. I don't know.
Well, you know, when you get to a certain point in that thing, you do have to try anything to keep it hot, you know,
I
hot and
wouldn't be
tight.
doing all that. What he was saying, I mean, Aubrey's like, block. I'm going to block that shit too. But I didn't understand what the thing was. Were they having an affair? Or is she a hooker? Or was she trying to have an affair with him? Why were they saying I love you? Was it an OnlyFans situation? How did that
Maybe she
happen?
was saying I love you like is on the show.
Huh? Yeah.
Maybe she was saying I love you as in I love you on the show.
No, she was like, She was like, we were saying I love you. We were having fun.
Oh, Lord have mercy,
What's
Aubrey.
happening? Because not only is that the affair, we have a whole Elsa Jean affair too, which is not that far from Aubrey O'Day because again, that's Brandy's best friend. Brandy's known about this for years, obviously. They do OnlyFans together. I have never heard Elsa talk about. I've heard her talk about her sex life and about all the things that she's done, and I've actually seen her on porn, but I've never heard her talk about a married man that she's with. But there's more receipts about them than there is anything else. And he didn't hide holding hands with Emma Slater. So look, you've already like done smoke pot on camera for eons, all the time. You laughed about Jack's getting that because you didn't know the context.
All of that.
You didn't know the
There's
context.
not that much high in the world.
No context would that be funny anyway? So what context?
Yeah.
So that makes no sense.
For some reason,
right.
That
I don't blame him for leaving Hilton and starting his own thing. Why would you be? I didn't think that was a bad move.
People move on. That's called evolution in business. You should hope and pray that you're not working under somebody's broker all your whole freaking life. Go get your own agency.
Yeah, I think Kathy has a very bad. I think Kathy just has hated Kyle even more ever since then, and I really do think she hates Kyle, and I think Kyle.
If it took away from her money and upset her husband, that
she wants
Kyle to have him. They gave Mauricio, if anything, wasn't Rick established, and they got Mauricio into it, right? So Mauricio pays their kindness back by stealing agents and allegedly clients.
Really need all those people. I mean, Rick really didn't need all those.
Hey, but what's mine is mine, and what's yours is yours.
Okay, just say that happened, right? But like, I don't know. I mean, I could see them having a rift and like them not liking Mauricio. Why then? You already don't like your sister, so I mean, I just feel like that just made it worse. And I'm not saying I love Kathy and I thought she was quirky and all, but I've also caught some episodes of Paris in Love, and I am very high strangeness, weirded the F out. I thought it would be weird because I can't unknow what I already know. But just watching them, I only caught episode 3 and 4 of season 2, which is the second her husband tells her you're gonna have a kid in 48 hours, and she's like, "Oh my god." I'm like, that's a fucking strange. And then to introduce your child to your mother on camera, and she has no idea.
The first time. Yeah, she didn't even know you was pregnant.
I'm like, this is.
And then for her to say that, we kept it a secret because I'm such a public person that we just wanted to keep something for ourselves. But then the baby on the TV, 2 hours old, but you wanted to keep it to yourself.
Hell.
The lies.
Wait, how and then what are you telling the rest of the family? Did you say, I mean, I'm just like, this is not the first time Kathy's really believing this is you just brought a random baby in here. And then I mean, I would have a lot of questions for my daughter that if you did. I'm just saying it's not, I guess. All right. Okay. Somebody said that too. You got to watch the whole thing. About the footage. I know. I don't care.
I saw the first episode, and the way she explained it is pretty much what Krista said, that It was 48 hours. The baby was going to be due. They hadn't even set nothing. Well, did they have anything set up?
I don't think
And
because
then,
she
look,
knows
she's a bajillionaire. Did you see all the boxes in that lady's house? It looks like she's a hoarder. How's
I
she going to
mean,
find the baby?
I
She's
kind of
gonna
just
have,
want
she got 3 dogs she can't find,
it
a
made
baby
me
on the
feel
way, and she's going through the house in a maze of boxes like a straight edition of hoarders, billionaires.
yeah. I
Next to
yeah.
girlfriend is a unalive cat and a 3-day-old bologna sandwich.
Oh
I
my gosh.
yeah. I just I
Yeah.
I mean, I just feel like Kathy's done a lot. Kathy's probably had to protect her family her entire life. It just seems like she's been nothing but trying to protect their image, their family, whatever. It just seems
Mhm.
like she's and then Kyle. I just don't feel like Kyle just ever would ever. I don't think she'd ever like Kyle. I just feel it's obvious that she doesn't like her, and I believe that. I mean, I believe that she said the things that she says, and I just feel like, hey, and I don't like fucking Kyle either. So whatever. I would probably. I don't like you either, Kyle. I'm just saying you're a snake, and don't be mad now that nobody wants to be your effing friend because you were part of the Fox Force 5 for years, and
For years.
you let
The what?
everybody get it
Fourth
from everybody
five?
else. Everybody got shit from her, Lisa Vanderpump. And all Kyle got to do is sit back and go, "Oh, you are a
Kyle
liar."
got to sit back and drop bombs
Drop
and
bombs,
then hide her hands under her doily
going
and
after
then say
yourself.
side snipe little things and then sit
Literally,
back. Just
try to
like
make
at that dinner.
yeah,
What was that dinner she was at? And she said one thing and
yourself.
then it blew up and she was like, "Oh, I didn't know it was going to go like that." And yes, you did. Yes,
Yeah.
you did, and you hope so.
Mm.
No.
Remember what she did to Garcelle first season? Garcelle's first season when
Yeah,
Bonnie stopped
all
paying.
of that.
Like, oh, some of these people aren't my friends at these tables. Like,
Yeah,
mm.
and then I feel like, okay, can we get to Anne Marie because,
Oh,
or
please,
wait,
yeah.
no,
Okay.
yeah, because
Yeah.
that was at the party too, and that was so weird. So that's in the opening scene, right?
Who?
Was that? Are we in order? Do you
No.
mind? I'm not sure where we are.
I want to. Well, Garcelle and Ashlyn and her son. That was cute. We can skip through that because that we all. I want to get
Oh,
to.
I love that.
Yeah,
Oh,
I love Ashlyn. Oh my god, how perfect is she? How perfect is Ashlyn?
I know. She's so sweet. She's
She.
so freaking sweet.
I love
And
it.
I enjoy seeing the
Yeah.
lives of these ladies.
Yeah.
Garcelle is giving us why we tune in. She's showing us her real life. She's
Yeah.
showing us her drama with the ladies. She doesn't make up drama to
No.
have with the ladies. You know, her not dating right now, it isn't even a huge thing. She doesn't have to bring on Rent a Man. And
No.
she's totally giving us a storyline. I feel
Mm.
like she's giving us a storyline. And even being Sutton's tag teamer on holding Kyle's feet to the
Right.
fire, I
Yes.
appreciate that too.
And exactly because again, they've all taken shit from Kyle. This
Hmm.
is finally Sutton and Garcelle because Garcelle now works with NBC as like a producer or something. She's got
Right.
producer, she's got it now, so she's safe. And Sutton's finally at the point where she's got Kathy in her down in her pocket. So she
Hmm.
knows now you guys can literally I want them to take on like I know I want them to be the new Fox Force. I want to call them I want to call them something else, but like,
Yeah.
well, like honestly, because I like me. I know Crystal's annoying and all, but if we could get Crystal back onto the good side, out of the dark, then even
Well,
Dorit.
Crystal was hanging out with the Fox 580s last time when Lisa Rinna was around. She couldn't really decide which side she wanted to pick. And then Sutton tipped her over the middle and she was all in with those girls. And now I feel like now that Lisa's gone,
Yeah, Lisa.
Sutton is kind of like I like Sutton, Garcelle, and um, Crystal together over here, like
Yeah,
standing up to these mean girls over there. But
Wow.
as soon as all it took for Crystal to go back over to the dark side, you guys, was getting grinded on by Erica's friends at Magic Mike. Ever since then, she's been like, "Oh, I want to make help. I want to help people change their mind about Erica. She's a nice girl." Hey,
I
look, I'm not sure what Rob is putting down, but it must not have been nothing like the grind she got off of Magic Mike for her to all of a sudden be singing the lady who told her to F off along with all the burn victims and told the world, I only care about myself. That had upset Crystal so bad last season. She did not have a place to put. How do you not care for burn victims? And now all of a sudden she has a compartment for it,
yes,
all because she got grinded on.
yep.
Yeah.
And now look at Anne. So this is what first. Let's do first. Let's first start with Anne Marie, the scene at her house. This is the typical first scene of a new housewife. That presents I cook a 4-course meal for breakfast for my 4 little kids. Look at my perfect husband. He met me and I was the one. I have a great life. I think's perfect. And look at me, like I'm making, even though she's in her sweats, she's literally, this is the presentation I can't stand, because I'm not going to project her or anything, but like typical, this always happens. Within a year or so, we find out that's not really going good. That's when she's alive. That's something happened. First of all, you can tell by like the scene we're going to get to about her and Sutton that she's just trying to do something.
Yeah.
I don't blame you for wanting to be a housewife, but I'm so tired of when they introduce these women. She's making these women. I can't take it. Like, stop. I don't know. I don't understand. First of all, she's Crystal's friend. She's Kyle's friend. I don't know, but I don't understand. Like, I know her Marcellus. He's hot and everything. But I don't think that he just met you and he decided you were the one. He probably told every single one of them that you're probably
Right.
worthy to stuck around. I'm just saying. You probably just the one stuck around.
Right, right. And
And
not to mention, we
Nah.
need to bring it up. Anne Marie's husband is allegedly currently facing charges of SA.
oh,
And so you already are right that
okay. See,
if things aren't as great in paradise as we think.
see? Here we go.
And he did a whole, you guys, he has a YouTube channel. Her husband, he has a whole YouTube channel. And I did a live on it. We played his response to the
Okay.
freaking allegations from this lady. He admits he knew her. He admits all this. He admits he went to the room. Everything. He admits the things that put him in the place, but he denies her side of the story, which is she was a virgin. She said no. He pulled her back. All kind of stuff. He goes and does a response. You guys, he must not have adequate attorney's protection because somebody didn't tell him the
I
STFU
know.
before he addressed it for 20 minutes in a live and gave all his side of the story. They will be using it as evidence, y'all. Oh my gosh.
Miss Krista,
Yes, dear.
first of all,
Yes.
this is just like Game of Thrones, I swear. And second, I gotta go because
Your mom okay?
Nana's getting restless.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All
See you
right.
later.
See ya.
Thank you, Love Bean.
No problem.
He's so sweet.
I know. But yeah. Oh my God. Okay, so I kind of remember now hearing something
Oh,
about
his YouTube name. Let me look it up. I'll look it up. I'll tell
yeah, I
you.
wasn't paying
But
attention to
it's
her.
crazy. We played the whole thing and dissected it.
So
And
so this is
and
something that he was accused of before, and did it go to trial?
no,
Or
so it's part of that thing that happened where that New York place that opened up, you had a year to go back as long as you had to and name anybody that ever essayed you in New
wow,
York. And
wow,
so she did that, and
wow.
she was one of the people that waited till like 24 hours before the time was up to report him. And she where did she go? And she put it in writing that this stuff happened to her.
Oh,
And he
I
answered
mean,
it. Let
yeah.
me see, husband. So what's his name?
Marcellus.
Marcellus Wiley.
Who's he?
Marcellus Wiley.
Who's he play for again? I forget. Did they say?
Um,
Or is he still playing? Or
no, he's too old. He's former
oh,
professional, 10 seasons,
okay.
Buffalo Bills or something.
And did they also? Wait, did I hear also that they say she's not really a doctor or something? Because
Yeah,
you have
like she's a nurse anesthesiologist, not a doctor. Like
yeah.
so I guess Nicole from Real Housewives of
Okay.
Miami, isn't
Yeah.
she a doctor
I
anesthesiologist?
didn't know there was a
And
difference.
so I didn't
I
know
mean,
either, but there is in play because the highest paid physician in a hospital environment,
mhm.
aside from sometimes ERs that work way overtime, is
Yeah.
the anesthesiologist, you guys, and
Right.
that's why Nicole has money hand over fist up there.
So she's a nurse practitioner. She's not even in this state. Now, I mean, I that's a nurse. I mean, I don't know. To me, okay, so again, we know now. I guess we know now that that whole scene. The scene I have to show ever that whole scene with the kids. The kids
Mhm.
are, I don't know why people cook first for court, whatever, and they're getting ready their kids ready for school and all that, but I don't know. I was just so. What did she respond to this stuff? Like,
No, but his side was all she wanted it. He's the one that said no because he didn't want to take it from a virgin. Plus, she was dating his football friend, but then the friend ended up jealous, and that's why she pressed charges. And she had brought it up in real time, you guys, when they were on the college campus, and she pulled a Cassie and named the college, named him, named all the people that covered it up because she had named him back then, and they
oh,
took away his trophy at the time. I think he
oh,
went to
so
Columbia. Did he go to Columbia or something? And they took away one of his trophies because of the allegation she had put against him when he was back in college. And it got brushed under. And he even says, oh my God, he even says in his live that yeah, she brought it to the dean, but the dean said that it wasn't anything, and so they didn't even let it go forward because he could see what was happening. And her claim in her suit against him is that the college did nothing to protect her, and he just said it.
mm, hmm, damn.
Yeah, her credentials are confusing, just like
Yeah,
her freaking forehead.
yes.
Her
I was gonna
forehead.
say
And then why is she coming in Nika hot?
she's a 9.5 though, right?
I thought it was an 8.5.
8.5. I mean, she's got a nice ass. She's got a nice body, but she looks like a man.
Yeah.
Just like she
She
just has a
does. Oh my God. She
man.
looks
I'm
like
like,
she's pumping the GHB or something. I'm like, look,
like
babe.
I don't know. I mean, she's maybe some guys are. I guess some guys are attracted to women that are, like I mean, I guess, yeah, she's pretty, she's beautiful, but I mean, something is very confusing about her credentials. I'm very confused about this whole with him. I don't know. I guess he.
Confused about her damn fashions. Look, if you're gonna come in my party talking that much stuff at a
Oh,
Sutton party
lady,
where all she wears is
you're not even
private edition Gucci and private edition Prada, and you're gonna sit down in front of her in your 3-season-old dress again, Anne Marie, with your forehead, and try to be Kyle's Garcelle the way that Sutton has a Garcelle. All of a sudden, Kyle knows how to treat a black person. Really? Besides Faye? Okay, we're gonna see about that, Anne Marie. But why did you decide that you're the one in charge of taking down all of Kyle's adversaries? Was this something that you guys decided to do together before she got you on the show? Did you promise to have your freaking head embedded in her butt cheeks? Because this is so weird. Why aren't you taking an opportunity to get to know these ladies on your own? Why are you just taking everything she says and being like, well, that's weird. Oh my God, she doesn't like to work out. It's just like anything. She's on Sutton the way that Doritos on Garcelle. It's like this weird
yes,
reverse.
and it's so obvious, and it's so failing. It's not going to work because they
Yeah.
can't do it anymore. Because listen, they've been dismantled. When Rinna left, they've been dismantled. Nobody's afraid of Erica anymore because Erica's not saying anything. Erica's just like, hey, I'm just here. Erica's trying a whole different thing. I mean,
Yeah.
listen, she grew when she was, according to Erica, her biggest dream was to be in Vegas. But then last season, or before Tom went down the cliff, her biggest dream was to be in Chicago. I mean, Mom, remember when I used to dream about being in Vegas? And all that. And again, I'm also not buying Erica and her mom either. I'm not buying Erica having issues with her mom. I think Erica just doesn't have feelings. And I don't have a strange relationship. I just think Erica doesn't have feelings. And I think
she doesn't. She's 60 years old, you guys, and she had to go to empathy class. That's how much entitlement and privilege she got away with. Like you have to go learn to be something that everybody naturally can be.
right.
Like if you're not, and I looked it up before, if you lack empathy, Google it, what the terms up. Lack empathy. Google it, you guys. There's a whole freaking word for it.
You don't grow empathy. Therapists
Right.
tell you to run from somebody that has no empathy. They're called narcissists. The therapist will tell you cannot fix them. Okay. So I mean, I like her whole line low thing, but I'm trying not to forget the last couple years because I have been.
I'm never gonna forget. That's what they tell us. Never forget, right?
And like not only is Anne Marie not Sutton's doctor, we find out she's not a doctor at all anyway. Why aren't you questioning
Just weird
Erica?
questions.
She needs to question Erica about how she left her husband, who was at the bottom of the cliff, for 8 hours unconscious and didn't tell anybody. And then, or when she did find She didn't tell you. Why don't you question that? Because that's weird. Okay.
Right.
Not only are you not a doctor, you're going to tell Sutton in the middle of her event that it's
That part.
that it's
Your
real.
first event with this new housewife, this is what you're gonna do.
Yeah. She could have did this
And
at
at
this.
your last event with your housewife that you obviously have an alliance with, that's what you did the first time too, because at that dinner she was on Sutton too.
Like, is she really going to come in here and try to be the new Rinna? Because it looks like with Teddy tried to be the mean girl and it didn't work. Like, I really feel like Kyle is horrible at being the mean girl. Her fighting with Sutton is just it's awful. It's just hard to watch because I even if like name them, I would still be getting in Kyle's face about that. Like, I don't care about you, Kyle, because all of a sudden now you're like, oh, now all of a sudden I can speak my mind. Now you can speak your mind, but you didn't stick
Right.
up for goddamn anybody. I'm telling you, how many years
Yeah.
now?
Right.
It didn't
Right.
matter. And you let your little friend Doritos skate by. Now I'm starting to like Dorit only because what she did with Mo, only because I don't like Kyle, only because she's picking out what to use. But first of all, back to the therapist. She didn't even tell the therapist about Mauricio. Why are you not telling the
Why?
therapist?
Interesting.
We
Because
know
it's a
that's
plot,
the
you
biggest
guys.
problem. That's the biggest problem. It was a situational thing that your friend was on a live herself.
Yeah.
That happens to suck. But also, your biggest issue was your sisters all your whole life. But Mauricio now has allegedly a love child, allegedly likes to do things with kitty bowls and people and
Meow.
sucking up. Oh God, I can fuck with all of it until the last part. I can do all that until I get to the very last part. Then I'm like, no. No, maybe I couldn't eat either. I wouldn't eat that much either. No, maybe I couldn't do that. I don't know. It all depends. I could fuck with a lot of that, but I could fuck with a lot of shit. But that is not one of them. That I draw the line. I will never do that. And I don't know how he even could I I get speechless when I think about it. But just think about it, okay? You need to tell your therapist about that because that shit would fuck me up if that were my
Yeah,
husband. And he's
that's
asking
hilarious.
random famous people who could tell everybody who he is that he likes
Mhm.
to do these things.
Yeah.
Not only that, he's been
Is he
screwing.
making people sign NDAs?
I doubt it. No, I doubt it. I doubt it. I mean, I don't
That's
know.
crazy.
Maybe
Even Ti and Tiny allegedly make their people sign the
I
NDAs.
don't think this is a thing. I think the Elsa thing, I think he's in love with her or something. I don't know. I think he really wants to be with her. But she
Yeah.
also is a doll. She's like a little tiny person, and she
Uh-huh.
looks like a doll when she has on her porn. So that's a weird thing for me too. Like, why are you? He's into that too. Like he's just
Yeah, so like that appears like dolls obviously are underage girls in a way, you
and kitties
know.
and cats. Like, how do you?
Hmm.
I'm sorry.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna get over how many times you dressed up like a kitty cat for Christmas. I mean, for
I
Halloween.
know, right? We figured it out. We were like, no way,
Yeah,
that's why she's
you,
always a freaking cat. And if we go back, I bet we can even see Mauricio look at her like,
oh my god,
meow,
we should. Oh
ooh,
my god,
meow.
I bet so. We could probably catch a
Purr,
scene,
purr, kitty.
and he's probably going like this to her and seeing, like a
Yeah,
little.
yeah.
Come on, let's do, like the little. Yeah, I know. Oh, stop. Everybody keeps saying that.
Is
Guys,
it with lust? Is it the way he looks at Dorito?
I don't know, but I forgot that he wasn't her dad. So when I
Mhm.
was seeing that, I didn't think of it until I'm like, oh my god, that's not her dad. Oh my god, that's not her dad. That's not her
And he
dad.
kind of followed her body around the room. Is that what happens?
Kind of, yeah. Like they're just really close. Like,
Mm,
look, I have stepdad.
mm.
I'm not that close to I mean, he's my dad, but like, I
She
don't.
better not. She better not Woody Harrelson us.
She would. I just think he's
Not Woody
weird.
Harrelson. Woody Allen. Sorry, Woody Harrelson. I love
That's
you.
what I
She
mean.
better
Like,
not Woody Allen us.
yo, but see, look, brunettes are not his type. He's into blondes, like
Yeah.
Dorito's not his type any longer either.
Well, but Kyle's brunette. Wait, wait. Kyle's
Kyle,
a brunette.
he's the only brunette. Elsa's a little blonde. Dorito's a little blonde. Aubrey O'Day's a blonde. I'm probably every other hooker and prostitute he's hooked up with is blonde.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
That was so. Now, why would Anne Marie spend so much time trying to be right She
I
came off
know.
looking so Nika from Real Housewives of Potomac, just came in way too hot. It's like,
Yes.
sit down, let us
Yes.
learn how to pronounce your name. Is there a space between Anne-Marie, or is that all one word? How about we learn that before you
Yeah.
come in here all hot asking about sphincters and shit? Go and have a seat, lady.
My mom's name's Anne Marie, and it's spelled one word. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't even
Yeah,
know about you yet. And
yeah,
again, I forgot about Nika because I was thinking to myself, how dare her question somebody being a real lawyer when she's not a real doctor? And I'm like, wait, wrong show, wrong show, wrong show. But still, again, it's like, what is the deal? I'm so thank God Anne
that's
Marie didn't
hilarious.
leave like a career because I don't know. Marcellus, I don't know. That's her husband. I don't know what her last name. Anne
Oh,
Marie.
Wiley, I guess. If her husband's name is Marcellus Wiley, isn't she a
Henry
Wiley?
Wiley, I think that's what I did hear. I did hear that.
Let me see,
Um,
Anne-Marie Wiley.
that was just a weird. Yeah, she
Yep,
that
it's
was.
Wiley and it's one word.
It was. Is it one word? That's how my mom spells it too.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know what we're gonna do with her because I don't. The whole thing with Sutton is just like Sutton. Thank God she's smart. And Sutton's like, wait a minute, what? Like, what do you, like, lady? What? Excuse me, you're not my doctor, but here,
Right.
like, are we all gonna go and get my esophagus? Are we all gonna go to my doctor and get my esophagus?
Uh-huh.
And she's
Should I
like, you
send you my insurance? And I liked how, and then for her to sit there and grill her and make her so obviously uncomfortable. It was such an awkward moment. I'm not sure what the freaking social what's it called, etiquette is in Canada, but over here you don't go to somebody's party and ask them about their medical conditions and berate them and then turn around and what is she taking notes from Kyle that she decided she's the victim when the lady says, oh, whatever she said, are you my doctor, whatever she said, and she's like, oh,
yeah,
that was condescending. No,
yeah,
you're being your entire line of
yeah.
questioning was condescending, nurse Anne Marie Wiley.
Smart, like a smart ass, like smarty pants. You don't even know what condescending means. Smarty pants.
Yeah.
Like, hello, lady. She doesn't. You know, everybody knows that every single medication bottle says do not drink. Every single one of them does. It doesn't matter if what it is. But you really shouldn't drive or drink on gabapentin. But she takes it at nighttime, Anne Marie.
Yeah.
So Anne Marie, like, mind your
And then
business.
why am I telling you my specific meds anyway?
Exactly.
And if
Here's
she
my
told Kyle her specific gamma betin medicine, and
yeah.
then Kyle is like, well, you told me that you're taking that medicine for your feet and da 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 da. Then she brought something that was off camera and all of that back on camera. Why would she do that? I hope somebody brings up something else about her because she's so clotted. And Kyle is just, she's vile, Kyle. I was
Kyle.
calling her Kale, but that's
Kyle.
way too healthy for this toxic trait.
Yep. She's Kalire. Kalire and Malire.
Lighter.
It's like, goodbye, Kyle. Like, seriously, how dare you call Lisa Vanderpump a liar over calling Page Six and shit? Like, really? Like, you really gave your friendship up. Like, she chose the wrong hill to die on so many times. And I really believe that's why Mauricio, like, got tired of her. I think he respected his wife over the years, but he just did respect her enough not to do it in her face. Like, I think they've always had a
Yeah,
situationship. And I think she's known because this has been going on for a long time. Like, I do believe Dana when she says, even back then, she heard stuff. I believe her. So,
yeah.
but the fact that what was I
Yeah,
saying?
she's gross for making that an issue. And that's what it is. It's like she's bringing up her own cheating storyline, blaming it on other people,
Like,
and then bringing up other people's real
yeah,
possible storylines. Any medical condition, there should be a new rule across housewife franchises. If it's my medical condition, I'm the only one that can talk about it. Even if I brought it up on camera, it doesn't give you a right to talk about my medical stuff. Like let's just go with basic privacy. Don't talk about my kids and don't talk about my husband. Even though we're all on the show and obviously fair game in a way, you talk about what you have going on in your life so you have a storyline, and don't say any words about my life for your storyline. That should be a new rule.
I know, and I'm serious. Like, if she really wants to, like, this stuff with Morgan too. Like, okay, if they're friends, they're friends. That's cool. But she did not. She tried to tell us she didn't want that to be talked about. She wanted all the stuff to be stay secret, whatever her private, her life be private. But again,
Yeah,
you literally, your mother-in-law's asking you on camera what's going on with you and your husband. Like,
right.
you are going to make this a storyline, then why are you? Let's bring out like actual what's going on with Mauricio. We are skirting around the real
Right.
issue with him. Even him. Well, I can kiss you if I want. listen, I don't want you kissing me. After what I heard you want somebody to do and then do again, I don't want you kissing me no more. And
You know,
again, like I do feel like he got tired of her
mhm,
being on that show, her always fighting with her sisters, her literally taking the wrong side of history all the time with Erica, with Rena, and just basically ruining everything in her life for the show. Basically, she's always picked the show over everybody else, and I don't understand because Kyle doesn't need the money or the fame. She's got both. Mauricio makes a lot of money. She doesn't need the fame. She's already famous. I don't know why she has to continue to do things that are going to piss Kathy off, like the book. And I don't know why it pisses Kathy off, the book and the show and all that stuff, like she was saying. I see where she was talking about
yes,
childhood. I get it. And then you
right.
probably, again, I don't know what she could have done with Mauricio either. If she married this man, she was in love with this man, then she finds
Hi,
out, look,
Sarah.
oh, I was just thinking about you the other day. I was like, I miss her.
Bonjour, mon ami. Je dois vous.
Oh, yeah, like I don't understand how. I don't know what Kyle could have done differently. Finding out later on, like you have to deal with your sister. That's something you have to deal with your whole life. It's probably traumatizing, and it's always going to be that way. So she's
Yeah.
always probably going to be walking on eggshells and always trying to kiss Kathy's ass. And and then also, even if they are a part of the whatever you want to say in Hollywood, that would scare
Mhm,
me too,
right.
allegedly. And then you're married to a man who you fall in love with, and you think he's your safety place, and then he's a freaking weirdo, and you just have to live with it because you just keep having kids
He's
with
a
him.
freak, super freaking out.
You won't stop doing it, so you might as well you can't beat him, might as well join him. So you just let it
Yeah.
go. And
You know
now,
what? In all honesty, for Mauricio's sake, let's just give it up to men who can manage high maintenance, anxiety riddled
I love it. Yeah,
women for extended periods of time
my husband.
because he has been a champ from what we've seen. He's been by her side. She has a lot of anxiety, you guys. She can suck the energy from people with her anxiety. Imagine being Mauricio, you're trying to just live your best life. You just want to smoke a doobie and have fun. And here's anxiety. It's like you're literally smoking what you're smoking to get rid of your anxiety. And then here comes your wife sprinkling hers on you. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't want to, it's bad about the cheating and stuff like that. But also,
It is.
one of the reasons we did love Mauricio as long as we did was because we see Kyle for her awkwardness and all that. And if
I
he
know.
can tolerate that, and still he was usually happy. He
I
usually seemed
mean,
like
he
a
looked
nice
like
laid
it.
back
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, he looked happy. I mean, I
Uh-huh.
honestly, when that lady said that years and years ago at that dinner, I didn't believe it.
Yeah. I was
I'm
like,
like,
oh my
wow,
God. And when Camille
no,
happened, we totally were like, oh, no
no,
wonder she was just the wrong person. It was all
right.
about Camille. But the lady was with no smoke in her cigarette was right, you guys.
Yes. I honestly, because think about it, like it's Kyle's that needs the emotional intimacy. Like she's the one who, listen, women like emotional intimacy. Like she's lacking that in her relationship with him, just like
Mhm.
that woman said. When the kids are all gone, you're gonna realize he hasn't really fulfilled you. And Christ,
Oh my
he's
gosh.
doing weird shit with weird people. That
Yeah.
could literally get you in trouble, and you're also stealing money from really, really, really dangerous person. One of
Really dangerous
the
people that have like, and the person's dad has like a freaking army, you guys.
hold on one second. Mike, I'm doing my thing. Mike, I'm doing my podcast. I'll call you back. My brother, my brother keeps calling. I don't know. He knows I'm doing this. He just keeps calling. But yeah, like, yeah. I mean, there's like a lot of stuff that I know, but I just don't know what Kyle could have done differently to stop this because she's got stuck in it. But again, I don't like her because she could have not pissed us off. I mean, but like in her real life, she didn't have to go on this show and be the snake that she's been.
She didn't
Because
have to.
now she's got
Nope.
nobody. Think about it. Like I said about
No.
Erica too, like once one of them's off the show, they're gonna scatter like the rich as they are. They're not real friends. Like,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Like I again would not be friends with Lisa Rinna, even because of what she did to Kathy. Kathy's never
Right.
gonna look at Kyle if you stay friends with her. If you really are worried about what Kathy's saying to you and fighting with you, don't continue to be friends with Rinna. Don't sit there and back up people like Erica, like that have
Right.
literally has received stolen property. And no matter
And
what she does, mhm.
Erica last season, remember at that last dinner party when Erica thought Lisa Rinna was coming back, obviously,
Yeah.
because then she started in on Kyle about what your sister does, and I'm done protecting her, and da 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 da. And remember, Kyle ran off crying,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and she and Erica haven't had a moment to address that yet. They totally are letting all that go, but you're going to sit here and talk about Sutton's drinking. Why not talk about how evil what Erica did to you got last season?
I
Why
know.
they're still not addressing Erica, even though she looks like Skeletor. I mean, she's not freaking dangerous. All she has is a bite,
You know what's strange?
a
She
bark.
looked so hard. She looks so much older and horrible. At the reunion, last reunion, she looked like she was 90 years old. And now all of a sudden, I don't know, like her, I don't know, she's had a lot of work done, but like it can't be just the Ozempic face. But she looks like she's, I don't know, she looks a lot younger, a lot better. But like, I don't know, like she,
I feel like she got Ozempic and then maybe she went and got Plumpers.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
what it is. You're
because
right.
she looked, the
So,
first couple of episodes, it was really like, and now it's kind of like she's looking a little plumper in that specifically the pink latex dress. She
yes,
didn't look as Ozempic face as
no,
before. Yeah.
no. And I'm
And you
like,
guys, I want you to know your girl Krista has been right about Ozempic lip. They call
no,
it Ozempic effect, where you lose weight so rapidly, it starts leaching your muscle
yeah,
and makes you look sunken. It takes away all of your the grabbage in your
yeah,
butt and hips, and it takes away the plumpness in your cheeks. It makes it look hollowed out like you did a lot of either some substances way back in the day. I don't know.
right. Yes, yeah, begins with it. Yeah. Like you were hanging out with Crystal, your friend Crystal, for a while.
Yes, 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 and not
Just
mean cough,
like
but
M
the
mouth.
high fun one. The high
And
fun one who, if you don't watch her ass, she'll knock your teeth out.
yeah, apparently Brandy allegedly does it in the bathroom or something. I don't know. Apparently, or does it in the bathroom or something like that. That stuff.
Yeah,
And
Brandy knows what they were doing.
there's a real thing called M mouth, meth mouth, and it's like
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
But I really, you sent it to me. It actually says she said that too. You sent it to me. There's a real thing, and the Ozempic lip, and I was being funny when I would say it, but I was like, I couldn't figure out what it is because Kyle has it, Larsa has it, Erica has it. In the very beginning, they were talking funny. They were
Yeah,
talking so funny, and I'm
so
like,
weird.
not just Botox, because even when I get my lips done, I talk a little
Hmm.
weird because like you're
Hmm.
went to the dentist. But no, like their lips are protruding out, and you sent it to me. I wish I had it. I wish I could pull it up,
Yeah.
but um, Dana was just that's what she keeps saying, but I just think she's traveling. I think it's because she's traveling. I said you
No,
probably just
you can get impacted bowels. You can get a paralyzed stomach. That other housewife
yes.
or
I think
old housewife just got admitted to the hospital because of impacted bowels, wasn't it?
yeah, I think
Yeah.
so. It could be it. I just think she's in London. I just think she's just constipated. I just told her to take a shit. You're good. I don't know. Maybe could possibly be it, but
There's a class action lawsuit already starting for it.
is there really?
Mhm,
I don't know.
mhm.
Listen, they like what's her name? Sutton said all the housewives. Listen, we can name a lot of housewives on that. And you know what? At this point, I've gained 30 pounds. I wouldn't even consider taking it if there wasn't
Right,
a shortage, I guess. Because
right.
according to who is it? Somebody in Jersey. I forget who it is.
See,
Somebody
Mamir just said it. There's whole YouTube videos about it too, girl.
really.
Ozempic
Yeah, but
face.
see, I was Larsa. I
Yes.
mean, Larja. We were not. We said it first. We said it here
Yep,
first.
yep.
And Kessler. That's what it was. But then I guess somebody was saying, like, I think it was oh, it was what's her name? Jackie. She's like, there is a national shortage, there's a Jersey shortage, a national shortage in Jersey. And these women, my friends, are still taking it. And I'm like, Jackie, there's no
So I
shortage.
signed up. I went to my doctor because you guys know larger curves, duh. And
Mhm.
so I was like, "Ooh, can I get some Ozempic?" I was like, "I want to keep the curves, but maybe not as large." And he's like, "Well, you're not pre-diabetic, and we can't put you on any metformin, and that's the only way that you can get it." And I was like, "Are you sure?" And he was like, "Yeah, that's all. That's the only way that he was allowed to do it under my insurance specifically."
Or we can't
Um,
pay for it.
yeah, so I could have paid, additional, but my insurance wanted me to have metformin, which is a killer, allegedly. It's a
Yeah.
killer. I mean, it's
Doesn't
good for three things, but the other side effect is DEATH. Okay. So
what
I was like,
no.
I'm not taking metformin.
No.
And he's like, well, yeah, I would have to give you even the lowest dose of that to give you Ozempic. So I asked him about that. And that was way back in March. I had my panels done and everything. And then July, I started this meal replacement program through Kaiser. And
Mhm.
I lost 46 pounds, you guys.
You
My
have
dad, rest in peace,
that's
he was on Ozempic for 2 years and only lost 15 pounds, you guys. And
was he
I
on
did he was
diabetes?
because my dad, yeah, one time we were walking through the mall and
Mhm.
somebody looked at my family. They were like, "Oh, that's rather round family." We all look like we
Oh,
like to eat and good. It was funny. So yeah, my dad was overweight and he had diabetes, but
okay.
that's why he was on the Ozempic.
My dad
And in 2 years, he only
only
lost 15 pounds, you guys. And I've been on this thing since July of this year and lost 46 pounds. He's like, oh man, I should do what you're doing. It was hilarious. But yeah, it doesn't really take a lot of weight off. Somebody said they were on it for 6 weeks and
yeah,
couldn't lose a pound. It's weird.
I mean, yeah, my dad has diabetes too, and he's on Ozempic, and he goes up and down. He'll get real heavy, and he really like over the years he's gone really low, like he was up and down. So I guess I said that to him. I said, "Does it help you lose weight?" But he goes up and down. But I think maybe if you have diabetes, it's not. I
Hmm.
guess it regulates it. I don't know. But
Right.
congratulations on that though, Largent. I mean, I was
Awesome.
I didn't realize, I'm not gonna say, but I didn't realize when I was in Facebook, I was like, who is that? I was like, who's this person? Like,
Right?
I didn't recognize the name. I was like, I love your name. It's so cute. But
Right
I like
on.
seeing
I
I like
appreciate
seeing your
that.
family. I think your husband looks like Bob Marley. I really do.
He does. He's
He's
my
my Bob
dude. I
Marley. When
love
I see
him.
him, like, that's the guy I want to meet. When at the Heaven's Gates, he better have a joint for me. That's that guy right there.
Right? Right? And he
I
would too.
Bob Marley was I could literally he could pass for Bob Marley. If Marley was still alive, I swear that's what he would look like. I'm telling you. Your husband is Bob Marley. You guys are like I love
Yeah.
you. Your family is
Oh, thank you. Thank you. God is great.
I'm
You
like,
know,
you guys are so California. I love it.
we definitely are.
Oh, I love
Definitely.
beachy and like dreads. I love it. I'm like, that's my life. That's my girl. That's my girl. But yeah.
That's funny.
Larger Curves is her channel is always linked in my description and also on the podcast side too. Can't miss it. I think I have both
Right.
your links in there too. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't want to say Eric is fooling me, but look, if I was just somebody that didn't know the whole backstory and I'm just watching the house, but I'm just watching it for the housewives, she could, I could fuck with her this way. Like, she just faked this the whole time and just acted like this the whole time, because before we found out she was receiving stolen property and using it, spending it, and didn't give it back, I didn't have a problem with her, but she wasn't like somebody that we were like, she gets into like her crying about family, or you see no emotion out of her ever. We never heard anything about Christmas is coming, and like, Kyle gets emotional about all holidays and family.
Hmm.
A lot of people
Hmm.
do talk about her family. We didn't get that out of Erica. We would see her
Right.
cry a little bit because her and Tom were having dinner and she was crying about being in Chicago. Thank you,
Hmm.
Tom. You've done everything for me. You're the best husband ever. I'm going to go to Chicago. I've made it. I've made it. I've made it. I've made it. Oh my God, yes. He's like, yes, hon, darling, I've done it for you. And blah, blah, blah. You've done it. You've made it.
Yeah.
But he's shitting himself, apparently. He's pooping himself the whole time. And he has no idea what he's talking
Abusive and never supported her. And
about.
she was suffering so bad in the house. And he left her one can of tomatoes on the table a day to eat. Mm-hmm.
He stopped hugging her. He stopped hugging her.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't know why she divorced him. We still don't know. We don't know why.
Because so she couldn't be attached to all of this stuff. If
She
they
did
were
it
legally married,
remember? She didn't find out till the day after she filed for divorce.
she's a liar. Duh.
I
She's a
know.
liar.
But again, like in California, no offense, but like people get away with some shit when they go to court.
They
I was
do
like, listen, you're talking
for a
about,
long
so
time.
she gets convicted in court and she didn't get to a court of law. When the hell does that ever matter? It does not matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, something. Hello, Casey Anthony. Sometimes it just doesn't matter. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove in court. And sometimes that doesn't matter
Yeah,
either. It
right?
is, sometimes
Exactly.
it really is what you know and not what you can prove in court. Like, I don't care. Like, listen, people show you who they are the first time. You got to believe it. Believe it. And like, she has always shown us cold. She's always shown us money, or she's always shown us somebody who wants to be married just for money, like, and not have any kind of, she foregoes any emotional or like, intimacy her whole life just for money. So it's like for her to say now, I want that love. I want that like love where you can't live without each other and blah blah blah. It's like, no, you don't. You could have had that. You didn't want that. You didn't have that with Tom either. I doubt when she met Tom, her and Tom are like, oh, you know, honeymooners and like,
Yeah. Oh my God. Can you imagine if she was? Oh my God, Tom, I want to gobble
no,
your
I think
balls.
maybe they
Can I
had such a
gobble your balls right now, Tom? Do they
I
sag low? Do
like
they
I
touch
thought
the water? If they don't touch the water, I'm all in.
I thought about it too. I was like, I wonder if they had sex. I was like, let me look what they see what they look like back then. They look like they could have he could have done it back then. Like I was like, oh, he's all right. I was screwed up for money. Like I don't know. I might have been able to like do it for a little bit. I don't know how. I don't think they had a relationship where he was like expecting sex out of her all the time. I just think it was like, you are my arm. I think maybe she did. She said like the first 15 years or something, she was his right arm. I
Right.
mean, like,
And
I could
that's why we're supposed to believe now, though, that you didn't know nothing, that
but
you were his right arm.
his ex-wife
Even at
said
work,
it.
and even the wife who he divorced for your ass, in the court documents, she alleges that he was misappropriating funds from the freaking law offices that she also worked at, y'all. So, I mean, look, if it's in writing, they usually say ignorance is no reason not to know. If it was
Um,
available for you to read, then you knew by proxy, Erica Jane,
she literally was like, stay rich at all costs. Like, I really believe like
allegedly.
he probably lied to her and said, I'll even go with, honey, I'll pay them back. I promise you. We're just going to borrow the money now. And oh, by the way, Mrs. So-and-so has gotten paid. Okay. No big deal, honey. I'm always going to make sure they're paid. I'm always going to make sure they get paid. Maybe she was under the impression that they would always get paid back, or I don't know. But I
I
think at
think she
some
was
point,
under the impression of she didn't give a F. She made a song about what her impression was, you guys.
but think about
Her
it. Did you ever see
impression
when he's
was
shitting
she didn't give
himself?
a F. I love that song too. I was like, oh
I
my
was fucking
God,
kidding.
there's this new housewife. I don't even care. You know,
Well,
I was like, I love her vibe. She's just like, how many F's do I give? I was like,
one,
that's going to be my theme song this year. And now to come to find out, it was really, she wasn't giving an F about how she got her lifestyle. I was like, oh, I feel sick that I was blasting that song in my house.
oh my God, how they're and like I don't understand either how you get to keep stolen property. In my world,
Look,
when you
when
see
you
that
black in America, you don't get to keep stolen property, Erica Jane.
it's a felony, even whether you knew or not, if you don't give it back or find a way to pay it back, that's a felony to me.
Being in possession
He
of
literally has
stolen property can
she,
get you caught up. All we need to do is ask Kojak
that's not
or
alleged.
Beretta. Remember Kojak and Beretta? Those were the two shows that if you got caught with some stolen, you still ended
Google
up in
me.
slammer.
I have a felony for receiving stolen property that I didn't know about. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, it is an actual felony. But again, I mean, whatever. I don't know how many dicks he had to suck. I want to know sizes, times, dates to get away with the shit that he got away with in the state of California for 40 effing years. You had to have been sucking a lot of dicks, man, Mister.
Yep. And in
Well, I
California,
want to know how many because there's a lot of corrupt motherfuckers. If somebody, I don't know. Well, they paid him off. Well, the bar. Well,
all the way to the top. It has
well,
to be. It
how
has
much
to be.
power did that little old man have? How much power could he really have over judges and the bar? Think about it. Unless they were all in on it. That's the only way I can say that this man could have gotten away with it because everybody knew there was complaints to the bar. His ex-wife put it in a goddamn divorce decree. The man was fucking stealing and they knew about it. And like, I don't know how like the bar could have, I just don't know how he got away with it. Like I said,
Right.
I know how many dicks, where they
You
were.
gotta follow the money. Follow
I want to
the
know it all.
money.
Well, yeah, that's a good idea. I'm like, oh, they're like, oh, he paid this one off. Oh, he was so powerful. I'm like,
Yeah.
think about it. That sounds stupid. You sound dumb. Political power. Stop saying that. You got to have more than one corrupt. You got to have political power. I don't think so. He's a little
No,
old man.
he's right. He was according to reports, allegedly, Tom Girardi was a well-renowned angel donor for many campaigns. He was. He was
Okay,
like, yeah, and he would fund
like
many a politician.
the state bar, though, they have to abide. I mean, I don't know.
And I
But
feel like actually, Inda and Krista, that's part of why they haven't really done to him what we feel like they should,
well,
because
I mean,
he has
he can face court.
been,
Though he was allowed to face trial.
yeah,
I think they're gonna try to put him. I think that he committed the perfect crime because
mhm,
he's too old. He's gotten away with it his whole entire life. Basically, he's only what a couple five. Give him 5 more years. He knew once he got caught that by the time he would ever go to trial, he'd be dead or he's under
right.
conservative. shit. Think about it. He was shitting himself the next day. All of a sudden, he is shitting himself, and he needs to be conservative. But you were
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
but you're letting him go to court the week before. It doesn't make any sense. I don't care about. See, that makes me mad when people say that. There's got to be a line of people. There can't be that many corrupt people over each other's heads. It just is so fucked up.
No, but that's how it works, though. You don't cross the blue line. You don't
So,
cross the blue line. You don't. You just
but
got to stick with your people.
State bar, though? I mean, don't they have any kind of say over what's happening? Like, are they that corrupt too? Like, how many of them could there be?
Enough at the top where it matters.
I would
That
think
so if the person you're supposed to go or tell that the person next to you is doing corruption is in on the corruption, then your story's never going to get kicked up the line to be handled, and it's going to get shut down. And him having the political ties that he had, along with the bags of money that he had, along with I'm pretty sure he went to some of those parties and knew some secrets or something from somebody. I don't know if he's on the Epstein log.
Yes,
I
he
don't
was
know
an
if he's on the Epstein log.
Sure
You're
was.
gonna have to check the file. See
I
if
mean,
he's on the
come on.
Epstein log, then we know something else. Oh, a whole other something. Oh my goodness.
That's all I'm saying. Unless he had some, I don't know. Like, you really gotta be. It just makes me really mad that like, he could get away with that much, that long. And it just to me, like, there's a whole hell of a lot of people that are gotta be goddamn corrupt for this man to just be okay, like to do this for that long, 40 freaking years or
Yeah.
longer. A lot of money, not just like skimming off the top a little bit. I mean, millions that were never paid out. Like, that is so crazy. I literally for 3 years, I know this has taken so many years off my life already, and I don't know why I sit here and do this to myself. Like, I will go through this whole thing. I should just stop now because I'll just go through the whole thing. And I keep repeating myself over and over. Then we have the whole Tom Senior part about it. The other guy, her first love, apparently, allegedly.
Oh, so she had her first husband was named Tom too?
Oh yeah, Tom Senior, like her
So the
son,
cop,
Tom Junior.
the
Yes.
cop's dad is Tom.
Yes, and he's in Vegas and always has been, and he's a allegedly big deal there and has a lot of power there. And he is allegedly the one who's been Tom Girardi was funneling the money through him for Erica for whenever this ever happened.
Oh my gosh.
I have I could pull up the link from Dana's thing, but also she's been hanging out with him. She's been with him 24/7.
Yes, Mimir. That's true.
Been with him 24/7. And yeah, I know. And and also my family is, we're the outlaws over here. But see, even over here, the pagans, they don't have that much power. Like, it stops at a certain point. Like, they can get away with a lot of shit, but there's a certain thing. Like, right now, Mike's is in prison for the rest of his life. So really, how much power do they really have? Like, I know that the Hells Angels that over there, but over here, my ex is still in prison for murder, for attempted murder. They didn't protect him here. So, you know what I mean? They, yeah. I think it's all getting, a lot of that stuff is like getting dismantled now anyway, but still. I mean, she married her step grandpa. What? Who did?
Like Mary. I think he was doing Linda was doing a Mary Cosby reference.
I know. I mean,
like Erica Jane is Mary Cosby on the DL.
A little crazy thing though. Like, we're not even talking. I don't know why this Tom Senior. Maybe once she gets in Vegas, maybe we'll see him then. Because apparently she's.
I'm never watching her in Vegas.
I don't want to watch it either.
I'm so done. And then oh my God. Okay, never mind. I won't even say
go ahead. Because go ahead.
No, I was just gonna be mad about how the Ultimate Girls Trip Legacy thing, and I thought they were done with Ramona, and she's still front and center. And I'm just like, dude, I was almost hopeful that freaking Bravo was gonna adjust their racist slip, but they never do. They just have it hanging out all the time.
Yeah, I'm not watching her. I'm not watching it. I won't watch it. I'm not watching
it. And I wanted to
see.
I love Luann and Sonia together, even though Luann rubs me the wrong way on occasion. I just like Luann and Sonia together. I wasn't gonna mind Dorinda. I wasn't gonna mind that. But now I can't watch any of them because Crazy Eyes is there.
And guess what? Sonia doesn't need to be on a reality show anymore drinking like she drinks. Like, this is not a good situation. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't even want, I can't believe that she's back. I feel like Nene, I don't know. I feel like it's so fucking
it's
wrong.
triggering for me. Look, I wish I could watch reality and I
No,
wish I
it's
could
not.
enjoy, but I
Yeah.
would be so triggered at the
Mhm.
thought that at how they literally blacklisted a lady for
Yep.
tapping them on the shoulder and saying, "Oh, you guys have a racist work environment
Mhm.
and it's hostile here. Can we talk about it?" And they're like, "Blacklist her." And then Ramona does the hard ER
Mm.
numerous times, and even since that has done some more in writing the N word or whatever she did, the half the word, and still gets her paycheck. I just don't know how that's intellectually honest or good for a brand to be so duplicitous.
Exactly. And why are you calling it Roni Legacy? Just call it Roni. You brought it back. You brought back Roni. You didn't
Yeah,
recast it. This is what you literally are calling it Legacy and trying to make it like an Ultimate Girls Trip. You brought it back. You brought back what we got rid of. We said no
right.
more. And what did you do? You effing brought it back. All of them.
I didn't say no more. I had said, give me my reunion and let these hoes be
We
accountable
didn't
for
even
what
have
they
a reunion.
said.
Because
We didn't even get a reunion, you
thank
guys.
you.
And they
Right.
brought these heifers back in front of our screen.
Get out of here. I don't want to. Everybody's like, oh, watch it, watch it. I'm like, no. Why did I
No,
didn't
they're
want to
all
watch it?
cowards. All those ladies are cowards. None of them wanted to sit on a reunion couch. They
None.
all pretended like all of a sudden time mattered. And oh, it's been so long ago. We don't even want to talk about that stuff anymore. And yeah, right. That was
We got
all for
problematic.
protection.
And apparently, like this whole reckoning thing is talking about how people have like drinking problems, and they're putting. Hello, Luann.
Yes, she
Everybody's got drinking
did.
problems, but you're going to put these ladies back on camera who. It's called reality reckoning because Bravo's increase. I'm telling you, you just brought back a show that is the entire problem in reality reckoning. That whole thing is laid out right there. The
Mm-hmm.
racist stuff, the drinking, the mental health. We got
Yeah.
people with mental health on that cast. We got alcoholics on that cast. We have people that I'm just saying, like, what are we doing?
And isn't it strange about the so-called alleged alcoholics? Like, to
Come
me,
on.
if you look at this legacy cast, everybody knows Bluestone Manor has a
Yeah.
greasy elbow. But then when you look at 90210 cast, Sutton's elbow is not half as greasy as Dorinda's, and she only got called out for a moment one time
Oh, she,
after seasons and seasons of her greasy elbow. And Sutton had like 3 drink. We don't even see Sutton toss him back like that. I'm not sure why they're trying to do this
um,
narrative.
I know, and I really feel like it's literally I don't know why Bravo is letting it happen too, because again, like I would never peg her as an alcoholic. I don't think that I've ever seen anything like her act anything out of pocket.
Mm-mm.
If anything, the rest of them have acted out of pocket. But again,
Right.
they're grasping at straws with because they like Kyle's desperate right now. She's trying to gain control of her. She's lost complete control. Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
If
Mm-hmm.
she's ever even
She's
had
not
it,
the number one girl. I don't
she's
feel like
not.
there
She's
is a
not in
number
her
one
life. Not
girl
even in her life. So now
on.
she's gonna like she's hello, Manny. She is
Hi,
trying to
Emmanuel. Love you
whole
too.
not drinking thing. That I think
Mm.
she's an anorexic. I think that's a control thing. I think she's developing an eating disorder with the that definitely part of her control situation. I think that she
Mm-hmm.
is trying to control anything that she can because she has no control over her whole life. Look at everything. Like I said, I don't know what she could have done to stop what he's did. I don't
Right.
know, but I love him. I don't know what she could have done differently in her life besides being a snake. But before that, to stop Kathy from treating her a certain way, or it's easier to be nice to Kathy, so you have to have this woman in your life. And I love Kathy. I'm just saying, I'm looking at Kyle's perspective, like now, just think about it, like she's literally, her now being a snake has now cost you friends too, because like
Right.
I don't know anybody. I mean, I just see her as like so lonely and broken, and it's like maybe you could have honestly Sutton and Garcelle probably been great friends to her, great friends to
Mm-hmm.
her, and, like really good
Mm-hmm.
friends that she could have had, and I don't know, and like here you
And
go,
they would
you're
have been nice and they would have genuinely cared about you.
yes, a
But
genuine
no, she wants
care.
fakeness all around her. Like,
Yeah, it's like
yeah,
Kyle,
but hey,
Lisa Vanderpump, you lost that woman, and Lisa's like she was
Lisa was
when they
so good to her.
kicked her out of that house, he was serious. Like Lisa, she's like me. I don't go back. Like I
Yeah.
have a hard time doing that. I don't know what
Mhm.
I
What
should
sign are
do
you?
really. Sag.
What sign are you?
My birth
Oh,
Sagittarius.
so your birthday just was. Happy belated.
Yeah, December 1st, I turned 46.
Oh
Yeah, I'm a
my gosh.
Sagittarius. True Sag.
Well, you don't look a day over 32, darling.
Thank you.
Hi. That was
Yeah.
all. Did you guys know that her workout used to be a pole workout?
Oh, yeah. Still is. Laura's just like,
Mhm.
is there a pole behind you? I'm like, why? Listen, I forget, right? So we have like contractors come in measuring the windows, and I'm like,
Yeah,
oh my God. I'm like, my husband's like, Jesus Christ, could you? And then we got something tied to it.
that's
Like,
hilarious. You know
I was
what
like,
you could do is put garland around it. Put garland around
yeah,
it when the
yeah,
contractors come
that's a good
through.
idea. And lights, because the guys are coming back. They're going to do the windows from the inside. And I'm like, man, I got a lot of shit. But listen, my house is not kid friendly. I never claimed it to be cop friendly. It's not people friendly. You know what I mean? My house and my husband's just me and him and the cat. So, you know, we got things going on. I don't think about putting stuff away. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think about that. It used to be in my living room. And my husband's like, after Christmas, he's like, you think we could move that upstairs? Because we just had Christmas. You
Yeah,
know,
because then I don't have to try to carry you up there after you turn me on your when you working out down here on the pole. Can you just do that in the room, girl?
I love it. It's listen, I would listen when I was 18, 19, 20, I was the same height and weight. So
Mhm.
I was swinging. I was really good, right? This
Yeah.
time around 40, 27 years later, same height and weight. I am like yeah, not cute. I can't even hold myself up. I look like I'm hanging on for dear life. I, I'm like, I don't know why. I thought, hey, I could do it. But
I
anyway.
would have, well, no, hey, you're way better than me because if you give me any kind of pole in this
Yeah,
house,
get one, Martha. Get one.
first
And
off, my hands would have to be strong enough to hold it.
it will
Then
be.
they would
You
have
will
to not be sweaty enough for me to not kerplunk to the floor as soon as I
listen.
lifted my feet off.
It's fun though. Like as much as I
I
look crazy
really
doing
want to
it,
try.
it is fun though. Like I will like I don't my husband really he doesn't even like I don't even do it with him. I'll by myself turn music on and just like, you know, because it's
Yeah.
fun and it's exercise and it just I don't know,
Yeah.
it's like makes you feel good, you know. I think you
Yeah,
should
well,
get one.
and that's one way to keep your sexy feeling.
I might
You
send you
don't
one. I
you
might
don't need
send
nobody telling you you fine when you look in the mirror seeing that behind go on that stripper pole like that.
I
That's
know.
the Cardi B
Listen,
thinks she's the hottest thing walking the dock. And she was doing all that stripping in the mirror.
yeah,
She was
I
like,
still have like a move too. I got this one. I can still do this one move, but I'm not gonna show you that. Like I do this one
Is
move
it
and I'm
like
like,
the one where you go up and then you spin down into the splits?
no, I can I say hold my hands out here and I like, swing my legs up around and like and
Up
then
on
go.
top of you and you do the splits in the air like that?
No,
And then
all
you
I can do
put
and
your
that's
hands
all I can do
together?
is legs to wrap around the top and then go back and then slide down. That's all I can do still do for some reason. I used to have that like
Oh.
father do. It's
I
really
call
cute.
that the mermaid. That's the mermaid when they wrap their legs around the long because it looks like a mermaid, doesn't it? And then their hair is down about it. And yeah, and then they slide down into a handstand. I want to be Valley girl. I know that move.
I'm gonna send you one. I'm gonna send you a poll. I'm gonna send you a poll. Joe, I
Well,
will.
and I
Joe,
will make husband put it up too. I
let's
will
do a
have
group. You
husband
guys
put
do a
it up.
group chat and call me. I'll show you my moves, but I'm not
That
gonna
is
show
hilarious. He'll call you. He'll be like, "Thank you, Krista. Thank you."
he like all right, so like we were watching I was in Zach's live last night and so that's where I finally seen Mr. Mendoza. I was like, oh hey, Mr. Mendoza showing. I was like, where you been anyway? But he was talking the conversation was very X-rated last night because of Joe.
Oh, was Joe
I think
taking it somewhere?
we were talking about oh god, what were we talking about? Coming and Mount
Snowballs.
just stuff like
You got
yeah.
what? What did you said seeing in your mouth?
Oh yeah, like it
Yeah,
was
that's
swap.
a snowball. Do you know what a
Listen,
snowball is?
no, I don't know what's a snowball.
So a snowball is when you and your partner are intercoursing, and then right when they're about to um
Yeah.
ejaculate, they do it into your mouth, then you
Woo!
spit it back in their mouth, and then they
Woo!
use it for lubrication for more SEX.
Mm-mm. No.
Isn't
Mm-mm.
that disgusting? That's like way too many liquids.
That was the whole thing. I don't swallow. That was what we were talking about. I
Yeah.
have a narrow esophagus. Okay, like I have a narrow esophagus, so I feel for you, Sutton. So even 10 years later, I just
Oh,
did it the other day. I still don't swallow. I don't swallow. I run to the bathroom like I did when I was 18 or when I was
yeah,
14 when I first started
yeah.
fucking this. And yeah, and then I was asking questions. I was like, if there's like a gay couple, a gay guy couple, and they're two tops, and neither one of them are bottom, I didn't know that that was a thing. I said, what do you guys do then? Like, and they're talking about like bringing another person in. And I'm like, is that really a thing? We were having a conversation, and I'm like, oh my god, and it's exact live. Yeah, I do. What Shay? What? I don't. I just I mean, I rarely do it because we usually just have sex, but like, because I got new lips, so I got my new lips on. So I was like, "Come on, babe, let's check my new lips out," you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, "Oh God, shit, damn it!" I'm like,
That's
"This."
hilarious.
I know.
Yeah,
What do
no,
you?
I didn't used to swallow. Like when I was younger, I thought it was cute. I would swallow, but now
I,
I'm just like, I don't want to
I
taste
did,
that.
I guess, a
I don't
couple.
care if you ate, what's the thing they're supposed to eat? Pineapple or the
Yeah,
strawberries or tomatoes or something is supposed to make the stuff taste sweeter. It still
yeah.
tastes weird and rank in the back of your throat and leaves an aftertaste. And I'm just like, my teeth were really white and my chin was very soft and glistening, but I just don't like the taste of it. I just don't like the taste.
I don't like it. And then they were talking about like in your. I don't. I've never had it on my face. I don't like it on my face, near my
Yeah,
face. I
yeah.
don't like anywhere near. And I also, what were they saying too? Somebody was saying like somebody's tasted like weed. I don't know if that was in our conversation or I heard that out of the conversation. And I was like, they
Uh-huh.
smoked so much weed that their cum tasted like weed.
Oh my
Did
gosh.
I hear that, guys? Money Grace. I know that was in the chat last night, but you're shocked, really? I mean, you guys have
Lynn,
anything else?
some Terry come in. Hi, Terry.
Terry, I love Terry. Mama
Me
Bear.
too.
It is for, I'm telling you, my legs, like, yes, it was you, wasn't it, Joe? Yes. I'm like, what was the, what? And it's like, is that really a thing? Did that really happen, Joe?
I
Did that
wish there
really
was a way you could check for that beforehand because that does not seem as bad as it already tastes. I think I would be even more grossed out if it came out tasting like one of my favorite things.
And even if, like, I know, and even if it does taste like anything else, I don't want to swallow it. I just don't want to.
Yeah, pineapple. That's what I thought. Pineapple. And I heard tomato back in the day. They would say tomato did something to it because tomato's a fruit also. And
I heard that.
it
I heard it was
supposedly
a,
did something.
well,
But I know
allegedly,
pineapple works for women. It's supposed
yes,
to, remember, that's why Teresa wants to
yes.
eat all the pineapple because Louis the lobster likes diving for pineapple.
It was really great. Oh my God, that's a real thing. It really happened. Oh my God, Joe, I couldn't remember if I had that. It was a dream or you
I
said it
bet
or,
it was. Did that ruin 420 for you forever?
I mean, do you even smoke weed? I mean, come on. I mean, I would rather, but listen, it does work. The pineapple thing, I've heard that really does work. According to Teresa. I mean, listen, when I stopped really eating meat, I started drinking like 75% like pineapple juice every day, all day. It's all I wanted. And I still have a problem. But I don't know if mine tastes like that. But I mean, I don't know. I like pineapple juice. I never smoked it. Oh, okay. So, oh, that's so weird. That would be so weird to me then. People that don't smoke weed scare me. I mean, really. I'm just saying, people that don't smoke weed scare me. And people that don't listen to fans at night scare me too. Like people that don't turn their fans on or have a fan when they sleep, that they scare me as well.
Right? I mean, it's been 30 degrees outside, 66 degrees in my house, and I still have the fan on and the heater at night, you guys. I'm crazy.
I have
I'm
a
crazy.
fan. I'm always hot. It's been
Yeah.
about 30, but then it's also been up to 60 here too. Like it's going up and down, up and down. My plants don't know what they're doing.
Oh, red meat gives a big
I don't
breeze.
like oh
And you
God,
know what? Maybe I need to call husband in here and see if he needs it done more because I did not notice that different things get. I don't do it that often.
I
I don't do
know.
it that often. It takes him so long. Hey, I'm not
I
sure
didn't
who
mean
y'all are messing with, but you should not
listen.
have to gobble things for like going on a half hour. Like, dude, come on
Listen,
already. Come
yeah,
on.
we usually just have sex, but at that point, I said I got my new lips done. You know, I was like, let's just try my new lips out, and I was like, I'll give you a letter. You know what I mean? And then I was like,
Yeah.
I'll just, just because I feel like having sex. And then and that happened. And then I was like, they were laughing. They're like, that's so weird. And like, I don't know, Zach's like, that's so weird. How like that's so strange. Like, what are you like 12? And I'm like, well, I wasn't sucking it at 12. It's like at 12. I mean, but I just don't think I should have to. I don't know. Is that really still weird after 10 years of being married? I guess. I don't know.
And I don't know, do they even like it anymore? I mean,
I
as
mean,
long
like,
as you're
we
as long as
rarely do that, but I mean,
like as
probably
long
not.
as you're giving him the good and showing him what you do on the pole. I
Listen,
don't know. Sometimes I
we
feel like,
do a lot of
you
shit. Like,
know,
I'm very, he has no reason ever in the world to leave me or cheat on me or whatever, because, like, I even, whatever.
you're gonna say.
Like, I'll watch. I like to watch. I like to do all kinds of, like, we'll bring somebody else in, and I just like to watch. I don't
We
know.
only did that before we got married. We only went to the places before before we got married. We
We
would
don't
go
have
to
kids.
like places where there was groups and
Yes.
partake, and it was so fun and sexy.
Yeah, it was. It is. I mean,
Mm.
it's very. I mean, we're like very low key now. Like it's weird. We never had kids or anything. It's just I've gotten older. I even say to him now because I'm not as wild. I don't. When he met me, he's the complete opposite of me. He
Yeah,
had done the same thing every day for the last 27 years. It was like
yeah.
gets up at 8:45, work by 4:45. Him, but he does the same thing every day. He
Mm-hmm,
had the
mm-hmm.
same clothes from high school when I met him. He lives in the same house.
Oh,
I am a wild child. I am anxiety. I am like animal on the Geico commercial. Like
right, right.
sitting downstairs and it's like 4 a.m. and they're trying to eat their breakfast and there's like animal in the attic. He's like, "You're animal." That's me all the time.
That's hilarious.
And he just,
Oh, I
I don't know.
love that commercial.
He is such a saint, my husband. I don't know how
Hmm.
he puts up with me, but he does. Because think about it, I'm like Kyle. I'm probably worse than Kyle.
That's
And like,
hilarious,
I
Mamere. Oh
he
my
dropped-
God.
I know.
Mamere is hilarious.
Oh my god, that is so funny. I
Oh,
mean, it's so like it's kids are funny. Like I don't know. I just found out like about this thing called Chatterbait or something. This website, and like my nephew, who's like in his 20s, like they all are very like fluid. They call it fluid, and they just
uh-huh.
do whatever with each other. And I think they're not. We're not gay. We're
They're
just
not
doing.
into labels. Yeah.
No, they just
They
have.
don't just call it, isn't that called pansexual, where you just love who
Yeah,
you
yeah,
love
yeah,
and
yeah,
you love them?
yeah, yeah. Like they're just like him
Hmm.
and his best friend. I mean, at first I was shocked, but I was like, okay. But then I'm like, I'm really cool with that shit. Like, to each
Yeah.
their own. I can't wait till the aliens are here. I want to fall in love with an alien. Like,
Oh my gosh, was that a real thing I saw this morning, that
I
there's
don't know.
somebody announced they had a full-on press conference somewhere that there's 4 types of aliens that we've been interacting with over the last
There's
100
eight.
years and all this stuff, and they're finally naming them and giving their descriptions. But on my freaking, have you guys heard of the Great Awakening?
Yes, that's
So
part of it. I
yeah.
think.
So I have this poster of the Great Awakening. It's supposed to tell you that if this happens, then this is the next thing they're going to do. And if this happens, then that's the next thing. And on the Great Awakening poster, it literally has that, you guys. I'm like, oh my gosh. It says when they start talking about aliens, something bad is about to happen when they
No,
finally admit
no, it's
there's
good. No, it's all good. Listen, it's all good. Like from like the next 30 years to like 2050, it's called the Great Reset. Basically, we're doing this whole reset the planet, and by
aliens.
2050, we should all be in like the 5D Earth and everything. Like, I'm
I'm
telling you,
looking forward to it.
yeah, like I'm like an Arcturian, basically a hybrid
Mhm.
Arcturian.
So
Yeah.
how can one adjust their frequency to
Mhm.
be included in the 5D
Mhm.
thing?
Well, yeah, because it's like 5D is a state of consciousness. So when you
Right.
raise your vibration, you could be interacting in 5D and 3. I think you're definitely 5D. Like I feel like
I feel like I'm 5D.
you are
I'm a 5D'er for sure. I'm
definitely 'cause you're very light and very like, and I feel like I feel like I'm on the most benevolent timeline there is. So I feel like if you're in my reality, we're all good because
right. Oh,
I
hello. You guys hear that? We're in a
listen, we're all good,
benevolent
guys.
timeline. I love it.
I was like, I don't know
I
whose
love
reality we're in. Are we in mine? Are we in yours? I don't
mhm.
know. Well, we all could be in Joe's reality. We could all be a part of Joe's reality. Joe could be the like
The head of it, right?
and we could be all his like all the what do they call them
I
non-character.
think I'm a double, I'm a 5 double D. That's true. And I feel like maybe that's why so many indigo children were being
Yes.
born, was because of the 5D transition that was going to be
Yeah.
coming. Yeah,
Yep. And the
definitely.
crystal children, and it's so
Mhm.
crazy because
Star
like you look at
seeds,
it now and
the
you're
light
like,
workers.
yes, yeah, yeah. That's why I feel like, yeah, I feel like we all find each other too. Like
Hmm.
literally, I like 10 years ago when the stuff was happening, I'm like, there's no way in the world I could talk to anybody about it. There's nobody to talk to about it. There's
Yeah.
nobody to like figure out. I don't know. I didn't even know what was going on with me
Hmm.
until like 2020. And then, yeah, now it's a whole thing for me. But like, I get nervous talking about it on here because, you know, like I wanted to have another whole channel of spirituality with Krista Marie, but there's so many of them. I don't
Yeah.
need one other person go, did you hear the great news? Did you hear the great news? That's what I. But when you have like when you really, I feel like it's a good thing, and I just can't wait if it's possible for us to all live in one reality. Like, I want our
Yeah.
neighbors to be like, mantis beings. Like, to me, I'm like, whatever. If we can fall in love with an alien and live happily ever after, cool. Like,
Yeah. I remember that movie. What was that movie? Alien? It was like a series, Z for Alien, Z Nation, and they were
I
living among us and they had the things up their neck and they loved eating raw meat. And it was a whole television series. And humans loved them and they loved humans and it was a symbiotic and and it was all good. It was all good.
Listen, the CIA is the one who created the word conspiracy because they wanted us all to feel like we're the crazy ones. They wanted to
Uh-huh.
have a term. So when we started figuring out everything they did and everything they've been doing to us and lying to us about,
Mhm, mhm.
eventually this was going to happen. The Earth was going to raise no matter what. So they had to get
Right.
their shit together. So now I feel like the dark fleet have lost. So now all like the controlled like Hollywood stars like Britney and Justin, they're all going nuts. Amanda
Right.
Bynes, think about it. They've all lost their juju. They're
Right.
all lost it. They're all hella nuts.
And it's also like, how so in my mind, they could have made a deal with the devil. And it's like
They did,
all of
yeah.
their
They absolutely did.
contracts are coming due into the devil. So now they're getting left with nothing. They're looking tore up, they're broke, they're
They
losing
lost
it
and they left
all.
him. The dark left and said, screw you guys
Yes.
out of here.
Mhm.
Finally,
That's
right?
one thing I always say, when the devil is done with you, you
Yes.
always end up with nothing. That's
And
why
now
you shouldn't hang
like
out with the devil.
Brittany,
You
like
can't,
I
nobody, when has anybody ever
it's
came
weird.
up really from a blood contract with the
Think
devil? Is
about
it
it.
really worth it for 20 years of fame? I
No, and
don't
think
think
about it.
so.
No, they're all either dead. They cashed in on their life insurance because, like, they get life insurance on these people too.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
can't work anymore, we're gonna unalive you, or we're just
Hmm.
gonna stop giving you the MK Ultra, and you're gonna go cuckoo. Like Amanda,
Right.
they can't work anymore, and they don't know what's wrong with them. And it's like your
Right.
family sold your soul when you moved to Hollywood to the Illuminati, and
Hmm.
now they've lost. Like the light workers have come in and beat the dark. So now the dark's gone. So then they're all left to like Twitch, and I feel bad
Right.
for Beyonce. If you've ever seen that video of her when she's like going like this, if you go on like
You
celebrity
mean the
glitching,
ones that say she's kind of POSSED'd?
she literally is sitting and she looks like a robot and she's next to Jay-Z at a basketball game and she looks like a clone and she's going her movements, she's like going
Oh
like a robot.
no, like she's
You
glitching
have
out.
Yes, and it's like all of a sudden you see him notice it, and then all of a sudden she's back to her normal thing. They show ones where she was dancing. It freaks me out, and I've seen it, and I've watched them, and there's no way you can never convince me otherwise. I believe it with Diddy. I believe Jay-Z. I believe they were all. I think he's controlling her with drugs with Beyonce. I
Hmm.
think he's
Hmm.
her handler. If you watch
Hmm.
these videos, it is. They have one with Britney. Yes, it's so creepy. They have one with Cardi doing it. They have one with
Hmm.
Al Roker when he just is for 17 seconds he's stuck. They have
No way. So like
it's
when Mitch McConnell
yes,
did that freeze in front of the speaker that time, and the lady like had to come pry his hand off the microphone and walk him off the thing, those kind of glitches are going to happen more and more. And you're right, the more the frequencies change.
yeah,
And I recently read that all of this stuff that's happening that looks really horrible and it's all in our face and everybody's going crazy and so much violence and everything, it's
yeah,
literally because it's the end of those systems. And this
yeah.
is just like the farts. And this
Yes,
is like the expelling of that energy. And so this is what happens when you compress that energy out of this time
yep.
frame.
It's always chaos before order. We have to
Hmm.
get rid of all the old systems, have to break and go. We have to and we all have to wake up and realize that
Yeah,
everything we've been taught was a lie. It's
right.
obvious. They're now admitting to everything. You can literally go back and look at all these declassified documents of everything that they've been lying to us about. They have med beds that cure you in 20 minutes. They
Yeah.
have, free energy. We should be using.
Everything in Men in Black, everything in the room in Men in Black,
Yes,
where he
there's no
showed us.
difference.
Yes, that's what's
There's no
happening, you
difference between
guys.
fiction. There's no difference between fiction and nonfiction. There's no
Mhm.
such thing. Fiction is all there is, and that's why Hollywood has gotten all their. But it's not. Look, I don't want to be mad at them anymore because I feel like if you pick a side and keep a word going, I just
Mhm.
feel like it's time for the truth to be told. Like, and even if people don't believe it, I've been told I'm crazy so many different times. Like, fine. But that's my perception. That's my
Yeah.
observation. That's my understanding of it. I know what happens with me. I can't explain the thing. So listen, I've looked through the science of it. I've learned as much as I can. And, even when I meditate, I'm like, is this real? Like, is this really happening? You know what I mean? But like, I
Whenever
hear,
I meditate, does this happen to you when you meditate and you're like, so like your eyes are closed, you're doing whatever you do. Like I do it with my eyes closed.
yes,
I'm in my silence and I love doing it outside and I face the sun and like I feel the warmth of the sun on me and I'm activating my melanin and everything. And then when I open my eyes, the world looks different. It literally looks like a different color. Does that happen to you?
yes. And do you watch, so when your eyes are closed, do you see swirls? Like,
See through your eyes. Yes.
or like, I try to focus on what I'm looking at, like these, like I focus on what I'm like, it looks like lines going through and
Uh-huh.
it turns into like scenes.
Things. Yes.
And then
Hmm.
it's only when I meditate, but then I will feel myself try to leave, like to do it. I don't like to be out of body. I've never been out of body.
Yeah.
So I don't
Mhm.
go to that far, but like I've had one of those dreams they call
The dumpies come.
where no, the dream where like it's like where you realize
The
you're dreaming
dreams. They,
finally, whatever. I forget
yeah.
the
Oh my God.
It scared me. I didn't like it because I couldn't wake myself up. I said, "Oh
I
my God, I'm dreaming," and I tried to control the dream, and I'm like, it's one of those dreams where I know I'm not really dreaming, and I have to. I got to quit me, and it was this. It freaked me out. But so now I don't want to be out of body at all. But and I don't think I've had a dream in 3 years. Like I've had maybe one about my dog when he died. I had
mhm.
a dream that he was okay. Other than that, I just started dreaming again, and it's weird. It's like
Well,
once
I
I
was going to ask
Mhm.
that those dreams can be prolific, and that's a
Yeah.
gift, girl. That is such a freaking gift. Was anybody else in your family a dreamer?
Listen, I couldn't tell you because everybody in my family, they don't really talk about this stuff, so I don't even know what they
Uh-huh.
really believe. But when I
Yeah.
realized that dreams were that, I stopped dreaming. As soon as I was aware, I was like, okay, I'm gonna write them down. Oh my God, I was having the craziest dreams
Yeah.
from
And they were coming true, huh?
I never thought, no, I don't even know because they were so wild. I didn't know what dreams were. I didn't realize all of that stuff. So
Yeah.
I didn't pay attention to them. I just thought, Jesus Christ, I dreamed some crazy ass shit. But
Yeah.
now, once I was more, I call it aware of the awakening process. All of a
Hmm.
sudden, I was like, okay, now I don't dream. Now I don't remember my dreams. Now I'm not really where I'm not going to work. I'm not doing astral travel. But
Yeah.
I think it's because I meditate, maybe because, and then whatever I have to do, maybe that happens there. I don't know.
Hmm. Hmm.
I've asked like like certain spiritual people, like spiritual like mediums and stuff about it, but
Yeah.
I've heard some crazy things about my past lives. That's a whole other show.
Well,
But
one time I had got for past life, I was walking with my friend and we were like
Mhm.
totally in LA, and all of a sudden it was so surreal. Like we're literally walking and I turned back to say something to her and we were in this place that had like Adobe style homes that were like dirt on the outside, red dirt, and I looked down and our feet were in different shoes. And then I looked back up at her like, what am I seeing? And she was normal again.
Hmm. See, you're definitely 5D. You are definitely living 5D. If you can do if you have all that happening, definitely.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely.
I ask God to turn it off though, because when
No,
you have
it's
dreams and they come true, and then you feel like you could have helped that person, then
you
yeah,
can't.
and you're too
You
young
can't.
to understand that you
Yeah.
couldn't have, then all you can do is ask God to turn it off because hey, I can't handle this.
It's a lot. It gets to be a lot, and then you can't, and you don't, and I there's things that would happen, like even with Adam, and I would refuse this. I refuse to say it to him because I don't want. It sounds crazy. Like I don't know what the other people believe. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
does it say that, Mamere? That's beautiful. Well,
I don't
I
know.
have this thing where I say I'll talk to my pillow about it.
Yeah,
Like somebody asks me something and I'll be like, "Oh, let me talk to my pillow." Like, because I feel like let me sleep on it. It does help. You're right. And if the Bible says it, that's a
listen,
good verse.
I just yeah, I mean, I'm grateful every day. I thank whoever I call that my higher power, but I thank it. I'm grateful every day. Like even before I go to bed, I'm telling you, I
Yes.
am the most grateful and the most at peace I've ever been in my life in the last 3 years. Like I had to like cut out more stuff out of my life. It just took a long time for me to like realize what was like holding me back and the people that were like I just didn't want to live that life anymore. I was always I never had peace of mind. I said like I would there was always something. And then even when I got married, I should have just had peace of mind the last 10 years, but it took me a while to get rid of my shit. Like I was still on probation and parole, getting, even because I stopped everything. But like, and once I started to like really just have quiet is when I started to like realize what was going on around me. And
Right.
like I woke up and it's crazy. It's like I can't get enough of learning about stuff like that. Like I've learned every much as I could about spirituality. Then I'm like, I need to know how this works. So I learned the science behind it. Then now that I understand the science behind it, I can be okay. I'm okay. Because listen, we were taught all this stuff in school, and we had a book and we were told to believe it, and we did. The earth's round, yeah. So
we were indoctrinated. We were clearly indoctrinated.
We were told it. We believed it, and we believed it for so long. And every time we asked a question because it didn't make sense, we were told not to ask these questions. Don't ask this one. And now it's like I'm like, it's like I'm relearning everything all over again, and I love it. Like I didn't like school. I think now because my subconscious is like this shit ain't true. Now it's like I'm learning, and I love to learn. I don't know. It's just strange.
That could be why we have a natural aversion to school, aside from the fact that it's designed to help a person who has the most energy in their lifetime to sit down for 8 hours a day and listen to dry eyes is clear eyes.
But the time we wake up, by the time we're born, we're told when to eat, when to sleep, when to be here, when to be there. We go to school, we're told to be there at this time. We're told what to do all day long. And then we come with the work, we're told we got to be here. We have been under the thought. I couldn't even, I'm sorry. People that I know, people have to work. I have me and my dad. One thing I can say about my dad is crazy and is an outlaw and is wild and conspiracy. He taught me to not trust the system, and he was absolutely right. He was the one who told me not to believe anything. He really did. He taught me
don't believe it. Half of what you, none of what you see and what you hear. Is that the saying? Don't believe half of what you see and none of what you hear.
He's never given the government money. He refuses to pay his cut. You know what I mean? Like, and I did the same. I literally, and he's right. He was absolutely right. But that's a whole other story because I'm probably,
Look, my dad was the kind of dad that would call the president. He would call the White House, and that was back in the day when we had landlines, and they could trace all that shit. You guys, we used to get audited all the time.
I'm telling you, I feel like if anything, January 6th taught us that, like, I don't know, and people aren't happy with that stuff. Like, January 6th was crazy, and that just to me, kind of, we put an idiot as president. We were okay. We still came out okay. But I feel like he's going to be president again. I mean, then we have this president who literally,
oh my God,
half dead.
I don't know. I'm just like, one thing I have to say for the religious organizations or the type of people that don't participate at all in politics, I feel like they have like one up on me at this point because I feel the need to participate, yet don't believe in what I'm participating in.
No.
So,
and they picked the president. Listen, our votes really do not count. I'm sorry, guys. I'm probably in trouble.
It does not. I believe it.
They have an agenda. They want to know. They make who they want to be president. It's just crazy. But anyway. But listen. I wish I feel like I had a life in California because I get so nostalgic, even just talking about it or seeing it. Or I definitely used to be there because I feel like that's my other home. And I've never been there.
Yeah. And that's why you like the beach all year in your backyard.
I think, I definitely picked Jersey to be my incarnation home for a reason, because I love it here too. It's crazy. People are like, oh, Jersey, what's in Jersey? Like I do. It's definitely where the shore is for me. And I'm a beachy person. I was definitely probably some kind of water being, because I even like to have it. I need it in my yard. As close as I am to the water, I can walk to it and I still have it in my yard.
Yeah, and you still have to have it. Yeah.
I have to have it. I have to have it near me. I could never explain that. And like my plants and my animals, like literally my animals out there eat out of my hand. The squirrels still eat out of my hand.
Why? I feel like Namira's thing, it says school sucks. A very weird concept to take 5-year-old babies from their mommy and stick them in an institution for 8 hours a day. And you got to, what does that do? That totally annihilates that child's imagination. And imagination breeds creativity. And creativity is what the magic juice of the universe. And it also leads you to decide who you are. And the point of us being here is to know thyself. And so they insert, they need you to be, because they took out your imagination, indoctrinated into you need to work, you need to have a trade, you need to this. when you really just feel like being a sun goddess. You really just feel like having some art.
Yeah.
You really just feel like having some great pleasure all day. I mean,
Yeah.
there's, if you think about the universe, when it
Mhm.
got started, there was nothing in it about a 9 to motherfucking 5.
Exactly. Exactly. I listen, I love to I want to just take care of it. I like the plant. Like I could garden all day long. I could take care of the earth. I want to like that's my job. Like I
Yeah,
would like, they take the creative out of you. They make you not any creative that you have, you're called ADHD or you're called like I'm on the spectrum, I'm this, I'm that, I have this. I'm like because
or they
why?
minimize you. They minimize you and say, get a real job. Oh, that's not
I've been
really
for my whole
contributing.
life.
Oh,
I
that,
really I'm
they try to diminish what
yeah,
makes your heart sing when that's all we're here for. That's what
yeah.
we're here for. You're supposed to live, find
Yep.
out who you are, share your gift, and
Yep.
shine. Like that's the magic sauce. But we're so caught up in what we've been taught, like Krista said,
Yes.
and we do
The book.
that instead, and then we spend the whole time unlearning the
Yeah.
lies.
I just lived 46 years. Well, I'll say 36 years because I think I've learned like the last 5 years now. 40 years of being stressed the hell out because I
Mhm.
had no idea what death was. I didn't know if there's an afterlife because they never taught it. They tell us whatever they've taught us, we didn't know. Okay.
Mhm.
And where I came from, they told us there was nothing after this. Okay. That
Right,
stressed me out for my entire life. I worried about that stuff. You
right.
know, when I was 5 years old, when you know how you had library school, we would go to school and you had
Yeah,
library
yeah, yeah.
and I would go look at the books. I would look at UFO books and I would look for books about UFOs and aliens. I never thought anything of it. I just felt comfortable doing that's what I wanted to look for. I didn't look for anything else. I feel like they noticed that and then they stomp it out of me because
Yeah,
after I started going to school, I didn't care about any of that shit until after school. Like it's
right.
like they shut it off. It's
They're like,
weird.
be normal, Krista. Be
Yeah,
normal.
don't talk about that. Why are you looking for?
Yeah.
It's like I don't know why I'm looking for aliens. I don't know. Maybe I'm an alien. I don't know. But apparently, I'm a half hybrid. I'm a half Arcturian that came here as my first incarnation, and I'm here to save the Earth. I'm part of the
Yeah.
Earth Ascension Project, and I think you are. I think all of us are here. Like we're
We're
all part of
definitely
this
putting
little
out a vibe, a nice healing vibe.
we are
We are.
vibing right now. We just
Yeah.
raised our vibration just right now. All of our.
We did. We did. I just got goosebumps, girl. My
Oh my
dad is here. He says
God!
this is a great show. My dad is here. He said this is fabulous.
What was his name? Can we say his name?
Robert Earl Joseph Glass.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Glass. Thank you.
Yes, thank
Feel
you.
your energy, and thank God you've made it to the other side. Because if you can feel him here, rest in
He
peace,
made
sir.
it.
He
Yeah,
made it.
like last night we got home, so it happened yesterday. And then last night we got home and I get in my room and I close the door. All the lights are off in the house. Nobody's up. Me and my husband are laying in bed. I'm crying on him.
Mm.
And we hear this at the door. We hear this. And so we get up because we got dogs.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
dogs are asleep, nothing at the door. I was like, oh, that was my dad. That was my dad letting me know he's here. And then this morning, the door pushed open. I was like, Dad, I was like,
Oh,
"Hi."
I love it.
Yeah,
That means his soul was so like he was so like spiritual. Like he had such a high like vibration that he made it over so quickly. Like
yeah,
he made it to you so quickly. That's amazing.
yeah. I feel like
Definitely.
it. And it's weird because I didn't feel my other relatives so soon, but my
Well,
dad, I
I
think
had
he was trying to let me know it's okay because I
yeah.
was feeling really like we did a wellness check, but they wouldn't open
Oh,
the
geez.
door.
Oh,
They
too
did a
far.
wellness check but wouldn't open the door, and
Oh.
then did another wellness check the next morning and opened the door and he was dead.
So it wasn't something like he wasn't like you didn't know that this was gonna happen. It was a
Right? No, no.
oh large
I had no freaking idea.
he
He
wasn't
didn't answer. He didn't
oh
make it to a doctor's appointment. The doctor called. I
oh
called for a wellness check. They
yeah.
said they would go. They didn't open the door though because they said they heard him
Oh,
snoring. They said, "Oh, we heard him snoring or coughing," but they didn't. A wellness check is you open the door, people.
to make
So
sure he's well.
anyway,
Coughing.
yeah.
He lived by. Oh, I'm
Yeah. The
sorry.
veil is thin for the first few days, and I'm so grateful because I really need to feel him right now. So I'm thankful for that right now.
I feel like he's yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
And I agree, Mamere. Society is the disorder. People
yes,
on the
it is.
spectrum are the cure.
I know. And I'm telling you, like I've been told that so many times, and I really didn't understand it's just my quirkiness and stuff. I can see what they mean with me, But look, I feel like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I felt like such a broken person, like because of all these like diagnoses my whole life. And finally I understand what it is to be this way. Like, it's not really a disorder. It's just, it's part of being, I don't know, it's part of the
It's
evolution.
not a disorder, it's
Yeah.
your order. It's your order. And who are they to tell you that your order is like messed up? Like, that's
Yeah, like
weird.
I get like I'm embarrassed sometimes by the way, like I can't sit still. I know I look like a weirdo, but like I know that I can't help it. And it's like it is what it
That's
is.
just because you got energy on 10. You
Ugh.
can't sit
I can't,
still.
yeah,
Like and that's part of the thing. Like, I was totally a fidgety kid.
yeah.
And they even try to stop you from doing that. We're here to move, we're here to experience.
I've
And they'd
been
be like, sit still, don't say
medicated.
nothing. Yeah.
Medicated. And you know what it did? It made me abuse meth. Because they gave me Adderall for so long, I ended up, because I was an addict, a self-medicator, I ended up abusing drugs. And like, it's just so crazy. Like, finally, this, if I was on those drugs, I wouldn't be all over the place like this. It actually would stop me. It would actually like make me calmer. I'd rather just smoke weed. So if I have to look like a weirdo not to be on this kind of drugs and on this stuff that they gave me, I'm telling you, I stopped all of my medications like 2 years ago. I have never been so clear, so grateful,
Yeah.
so peace. And I'm doing things that I love. Like, I still wake up. I think about it when I do this. I still wake up and look for. I don't get paid to do this. I could, but like I love this so much that I look forward to this. I still wake up and look forward to doing this, and I'm feel lucky
Yeah.
that we
That's
can.
beautiful.
You know what I mean? And like I know, I worked up until the pandemic, but he said you need to like work on your mental health, and I said I want to work on my mental health. I know, find things like I never had hobbies and shit. I was a drug addict. I was a drug dealer. My hobbies were making money. I mean, you know what I mean, and doing the drugs, so whatever. Like always had something. I was always my dad, like always on the go, always looking at a case, always worried, always stressed out, always going to court, always trying to beat this case on probation, trying to, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Finally, I was like, I don't want to have anything. Like I felt so. I never knew what peace of mind meant. I didn't know that like, I could live and not have something hanging over my head. Our house was raided when I was young on Thanksgiving. I'm very traumatized by that.
Oh my God.
I don't like people. That's why I don't like people coming to my house unannounced. Still at 46, I still feel like that is what the problem. Like, I don't like people just knocking on my door. For the longest time, when I first moved here, I would yell at my husband, "Please don't answer the door." I would think it was the cops all the time. I was so used to them coming to look for me, and like I have now, I don't. I got rid of all my court shit. I finally on 2017.
Congratulations.
But it took me like 2017 though, like from the time I was 17 until 2017, which now I'm like, wow, that's been 4 years already. Like time flies.
Yeah, that's a long
Keep it
time.
on paper that long. And I'm telling you, I don't even throw a fucking cigarette out the window. I don't do shit. I did not do what I was supposed to with my probation and parole and all that until 5 years before I was off of it. Like it took me my whole life. I was always on it or I was going away. But I don't know how I lived like that. I don't know in my head. I don't know how the fuck how did I not have a nervous breakdown? But I'm telling you, I'm so like at peace. That's why when that guy was the other on Monday, somebody popped on here and was talking shit to me. I was laughing at it because I'm like, dude, like you have no idea. Like
you have no idea what I've been through, man.
I know that, honey. I know. But I'm proud that I'm still here. Like I'm proud that I'm,
And isn't it beautiful when you get to
gave you a good life? I had to keep the husband. He wasn't just going to like. He met me, and he had the house and everything. I had to keep the guy. Like he wasn't going to stay with a piece of shit. I had to change my life. And he's the person, honestly, that loved me unconditionally.
He loved you enough for you to love yourself off of it.
Oh my God. So like, and I really honestly did not love myself until he did. Like, and I was a mess. I don't know. I was like, why do you love me? Like, what the fuck? I'm a felon. I can't work. Like, I'm a drug addict. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I am. Yeah.
Way you can't come visit.
Yeah, I'm let out of the country now. I am. Yeah. I don't have warrant. You know what I mean? Before I would have warrants, then. Yeah, I'm let out of the country. I think so. Listen, they used to tell me that you couldn't get a job when you had felonies. I had felonies. I worked at the school. Like, all I did was tell them what happened. I was like honest about it.
Yeah.
But honestly, I was still working. Like, I still, even though I had all that, I could still hold a job at like a regular job. Appear to have, I worked at school. I had to have some kind of like, sustainable income. Yeah. But like when he said, "Oh, they'll give you a couple years," I said, "Shit, I'll fucking stop now. I'm done."
He's like, I heard that.
He still does it. I still don't know how he.
God bless him. You are so blessed. I'm so happy for you.
Georgia, honestly, I am. Like I am misunderstood. He's just like, he really is. I complain sometimes, but like, there's nothing to complain about really. Like, the dude goes to work every day, same place, 27 years. He doesn't have it. He wakes up. He does not have a snooze button. He does everything. He puts the money in the bank. He doesn't even look at the bank account. He just
Yeah,
trusts. I'm telling you, the dude trusts me. That's another thing. I
right.
all the accounts, and I'm telling you, I don't know how. I mean, I just
That's
spent
beautiful love language. That is so beautiful.
it is
Trust and
like
space
I
and
would never want to
opportunity.
ruin
Yeah.
that. I wouldn't want to make him not trust me ever. Like even when I would fuck up on drugs, like he understood I'm a self medicator and that like I was just self medicating myself.
Is Disney World someplace though, Mimere? Can you go to Disney World?
Really,
Isn't Disney
I didn't
World
know
out of the country?
that. I didn't
Well,
know
she's
that.
saying that she can't come to the USA
Oh,
because of
really?
making mistakes. And I'm saying, isn't there Disney World in another country
I
though?
thought there was though. Yeah, some
Yeah.
places
So
that
maybe you could do that.
listen, I thought it was like when they were laughing at Jen Shaw because they couldn't get past trips outside of the country. But I mean, look, like if that was me too, like I mean, for a long time, I wouldn't be able. I mean, I couldn't. Yeah, like I was always. It sucked. It really. I'm so grateful now because I really did learn a huge life lesson. Now that I look at it, like, thank God it's all over. But I went through so much and a long time.
Hmm.
Being addict for 20 years. Think about it. I went through a lot. I OD'd a
Yeah.
couple of times. You know, I could have been dead. There's so many things that could have killed me. And I'm
So many things.
large. I shouldn't be here. I should not be here.
Well,
You know.
obviously you should, and God
I
said so.
know. That's what I'm saying. Like I was probably at my very wits end. My last OD probably was going to be my last one. And I think at that point, my
Divine protection.
I did not have another run in me at all.
Oh, fly over an ocean. Darn.
Oh, I don't want to fly, period. Listen, I don't want to fly. I don't want to go on a train. I am scared to death to fly. I don't want to fly because I don't understand how you stay in the air. Sorry, plane.
It's
I don't
all will. If you believe the plane can fly, it can fly.
know, but I would rather, I don't know. Maybe I just don't want to get on it. I'm scared. I'm scared to fly. I really want to come to California. I wish
Krista, there
maybe,
is no plane.
I
There
know,
is no
maybe,
plane.
I could just close my eyes and be there, Just close my
Mhm.
eyes.
Yeah, plane is just a vehicle. You've been divinely protected all this time. You'll be fine if you get on a plane.
I know, but seriously, what if that was that one thing I said? I wish I could literally manifest like
Oh, well, shit. When you put it like that, stay off the plane. Like, I don't want.
I'm the dark passenger. You don't want to travel with me. I mean, honestly, thank God Sarah and Joe, we had our place for when we were going to Adam's tour. We all
Mhm.
decided me, Joe, and Doza, Sarah, we're going to place together. Thank God it got flooded because they would kill me. I'm the worst person to travel with. I'm a bad
That's
person.
hilarious.
I'm the dark tourist. I'm like the dark passenger. I'm no fun. I'm
Oh
no
my gosh.
none.
Love flying. You would think it would
Hopefully,
because. Oh no. Oh, shade. Rest his heart. I'm
see,
sorry. Does that mean what I think it means? My bad. I'm sorry. Bless your heart. Bless his. Rest in peace, Dad.
yeah, rest in peace. I get to see like I
Oh
just
my gosh.
Mimir, I
That
would
is
not go on a plane. Do
interesting.
not go on a plane. If you have dreams of them crashing, don't get on one. That is a sign that you're not supposed to fly. Unless they tell
Look.
me MH370 is, I would like to know if that is not MH370 in that satellite video with
Uh-huh.
the portals going around it with the orbs and it disappears into a portal. That
Yeah.
actually is a real thing, and I want to know where it is. I want to know
I
if
want
that's
to
not
know too.
MH370. I think MH370 did crash somewhere in like the Nicobar Islands or something. I think they knew that, and I think that they screwed up, and I think they just try to make us think this one plane, if you haven't seen it, they show it's like satellite from all like Russian satellites, American satellites, and it's especially MH370, the missing Malaysian airplane, and its orbs are around it, and then it flashes into a portal. And they have a scientist come on and explain that's a real thing. Portals are real, we know that. And
Hmm.
they're trying to tell us it's MH370, but now they said that it's not, but it's actual, like it is another plane. And they said also that those portals that we saw that plane do, that happens all the time, they said. Because there's also drone footage of it. So how did the drone know to be in that area where that plane was going into a portal? Unless they
Yeah.
knew ahead of time that plane was going to go into a portal. It's wild.
See?
I
Hmm.
just need a portal to you. I need to get to California somehow. And I need to.
I'm all about looking for these damn portals.
I just want to know, like, if it was like a time travel thing, did it go to the future? Where are the people on the plane? And is it like that show Manifest, where they just show back up? and it's like 5 years later, and they thinking they just got home from like
Mhm.
a trip that show manifested. That was crazy. And now I'm like, that could never happen. And I'm like, oh my God, that's real. Oh my God.
Well,
I'm
it
like,
sounds also like the Bermuda Triangle, how, that
yes,
happened.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And that's another thing where it was. They said that area where the plane was is something like the Alaskan has one, the Alaskan Triangle, and they have like like that stuff. And that's another thing. Like all these stories about these like military men flying over Antarctica and going on the off wherever the coast of Antarctica is into the South Pole, North Pole, whatever. I get confused. And it's like a luscious like tropical island under there where like all these people are living in there, and then like that's really where like everybody went, all the aliens and stuff. Like they've all like built a whole like civilization under the coast of Antarctica, and it's like
I
I
want
mean,
to know, right? Because they wouldn't let
I
us up
want
there.
to know.
Wasn't it? It's like illegal to fly over Antarctica.
That's what they
They must
say.
be having the best rave of life over there.
They
And they
are.
don't
They're
let
probably, they think
nobody in. It's all VIP. I want to go.
it's all the old Illuminati. I'm
Oh,
telling you,
well, never mind. They'll
I'm a flat earther.
try to leech me for, if it is the Illuminatis, they'll just try to leech me for my melanin, which is currently at 560 an ounce. Don't ask me how they get it. Don't
What?
ask me.
I didn't even hear that one. Oh God,
Yeah, look at the current price of melanin. How much
melanin.
is melanin? They sell melanin. Melanin
Really?
is like, melanin is more expensive than gold.
So, uh, what do they use it for?
Hey, you'd have to
That's
mm,
weird. That's scary.
mm,
Listen,
mm.
yeah. I didn't when COVID was here. I was like, no, thank you, sir. No, no, thank you. I'll
So
pay.
allegedly, there's this place called Biosynth, and they sell melanin, and you can get 500 milligrams to 5,000 milligrams. 5,000 milligrams of melanin is $1,000.
What the hell?
Um, yep. And then it says,
Well,
how do you get it? Well, this thing says you eat healthy foods, but there's actual labs that are using it, and they use it to fight things like Parkinson's. I've mentioned it before. Yeah, the
okay.
stuff in our skin, girl, the stuff in our freaking skin. Exactly.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, wow.
But melanin deficiency is being traced back to Parkinson's disease.
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. And yeah. Also, too, like they're revealing the CRISPR technology, the gene editing thing where um CRISPR technology, I guess it's called gene editing, where like they can eradicate cancer and all that stuff. Like basically, they said that they've been working on it for years, but I just feel like they're introducing us to what the med beds are. So the med beds
Mhm.
are basically what you go, they cure you. They basically cure
Right.
you of disease. And they're trying to introduce it into our reality, into our evolution, into like trying to tell us basically we've had this
Mhm.
stuff to cure cancer for a long time, but here's the first, they had to do that slow
Here's the
release.
first dose. But we
Yeah,
haven't made enough money off of you guys with the pharmaceuticals we need to sell you
yeah.
yet. So
They
we're
gotta
only going to show you bits and pieces of the med bed.
Yeah.
First, we're going to start
Well,
off with
because
the
we
leg.
lied to you for so long, we can't just come out and say, "Hey, here's this. We can cure every disease all of a sudden." They're not. They can't just do that because they're fucking
Mhm.
stupid. But they should understand that, like, we're all about it. Like when they tell us there's an alien sighting, does anybody go crazy? No. People are like, "Oh, really?
No.
Oh, okay." They forget about it the next day. They're like, "Okay, cool." I don't think anybody's going to go crazy anymore. I think that we're pretty much all on the same page that there is other life out there. And if they come here, they would have heard us by now if they wanted to. And, I think everybody's just like, okay, cool. I don't think anybody's going to have a riot, or I really don't. I just feel like they're going to be so mad that they've been lied to for so long. We should just be like relieved and not fight back. But they should tell us about all the stuff like the free energy and the med beds and the using water can basically run everything. You can run anything on water. I mean, I'll say alleged, but
Yeah.
that's
Oh
true.
my God.
Yeah,
So
water
many
is
things can run off water and air.
a civil one civilization. The planet, we can live off our planet. That means when we're type 1 civilization, our meds come from the planet, our food comes from the planet. We can live, eat, and get anything we can want from Earth. So we don't need medicine, and we don't need their processed foods. Our bodies, humans, are built from Earth elements. That's why we were here on Earth. That's why we're
Yep.
on
Earth
Earth.
my body, water my blood, air my breath, and fire my
We can live
spirit.
off of the Earth for our medicine and our food. So there
Mhm.
is no actual reason for us to go and buy processed foods. We can live off the land. And we
Yep,
get,
that's real talk. And then they have these people called breatharians.
yes, yes. I'm telling you, I
No.
stopped.
No, I'm not afraid of aliens. I'm not
Mm,
afraid of aliens, and I don't know too many Black people that don't like a good sci-fi movie as far as in my circle. I'm not,
yeah, I
we're not
watched
scared of them.
my
I
friend
don't know anybody
like
that's
he
scared of
saw
them in my circle.
UFO. He's Black, and all his friends they saw UFO, and he's all into it. He saw one,
Hmm.
and he's so excited about it. He loves it. He's like, so he's
Yeah,
now like one of the MUFON people. His name's
yeah.
Chris. He submitted his video. He loves it. He talks about it all the time. He's like, he saw UFO in Philadelphia, and he literally he was on the show Paranormal, um,
Hmm.
whatever. I think it's on like history.
You funny, Shavy. I never heard that actually.
I
I
never heard
never
it
heard that.
either.
Never, no, I never heard that we were afraid of
Me,
aliens. I heard we don't know how to swim and stuff like that, but I
I mean,
haven't, but I
like
haven't
that.
heard that.
Ever since
I
I,
mean, who wouldn't like an alien?
huh? I'm an alien.
Who wouldn't like an alien? Everybody loves aliens.
I'm an alien. I'm just in a human body right now. I come from Arcturus. No. You know, 3 years ago, I'd be like, Arcturus, what are you talking about? It's funny. There's
Right?
another story too. Like my grand, I'll tell you about the Alcyon story, but that'll take forever. But
There's a seance story.
no, Alcyon. So all my life, I remember my grandma. My grandma died when I was 7, but I
Mhm.
remember her taking me to a place called, in my head, I remember being Alcyon Lake Park, and it was a huge park, like an amusement place or something, and
Uh-huh.
it had like underground tunnel slides. And I remember her taking me there all the time. It was and so then she passes away. And growing up, I would always remember that. And I said to my dad, as I got older, I said, Dad, where's Alcyon Lake Park? And he's like, what? I said, Alcyon Lake Park, where my mom or Boucher used to take me that had all the rides and stuff. And he's like, what do you he's like, you went there for barbecue once with her. He's like, you never, and he's like, all of that. And I said, oh my God. So all right. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, maybe I just dreamt it. Now I got clean, and I was living across the street from I was in my friend's apartment in the middle of like his town. I didn't remember. I look
Yeah.
across the street, and the sign says Alcyon Lake Park. His
No.
sign, right? So then I'm like, oh my God, that's the place. So then that happened. So then as I'm getting more spiritual, I had a reading, and they're like, you're from the planet Alcyon. There's a star called Alcyon in the Pleiades.
Oh my
So
gosh.
what they think is she was astro travel. I was astro traveling as a kid. She would take me, so I would always remember where I was from and never forget, because I
Oh.
always thought about that growing up. And then I was like, oh my God, when I started to become more spiritual and I realized this is my first incarnation, I'm like, where'd I come from? And they're like, you're
Mhm.
from Alcyon, originally from Alcyon. And I'm like, oh my God. And then in my head, because she's been gone for so long, but
Yeah.
the tunnel slides. And I thought to myself, Krista, why would I think there's a tunnel underground, a slide underground? I mean, listen, like I just remember that. I remember all this fun stuff, and like now, like connecting with that, it's crazy. Like it was always in my face, Alcyon. And I realized, oh my God, like it's just, yeah, it's crazy. It's a whole thing, but
That's crazy.
I know. And I'm like, man, the things that they want you to remember. So she's like, she never wanted you to forget, because eventually she knew that this time would come and you would wake up and remember. And, yeah, I know.
Wow, that's so true. So you
Yeah.
were, whoa.
I mean, I don't find any of it dark. Like I even thank the dark for them being here. Like we needed the
Mm.
dark to realize that I'm fine with duality. I don't want to be I don't have to be all love and light all the time. I like to like problem solve.
Yeah,
I like duality, and we are the planet of duality. It's either or, we're not at. So I
right,
can duality with compromise. Just I don't need a war. We don't need to have a war. But if
right,
you want something that I have, or I want something you have, we compromise. You know what I mean? I don't
right.
I like duality. I don't want to go live where it's like everything's given to you, handed to you, right? You know what I mean? To me, that's just
Mm.
not. I would rather live on planet Earth where we have duality, and it's not war. We don't fight for things. I also don't like the money system either, but I mean,
Yeah.
I understand we have to have it.
Yeah, the money system is, yeah,
It's not
it's
fair.
necessary,
It's not
but
fair.
yeah.
Every human should have shelter, food, and
Right. I'm like,
And
who were they to put a price on
yeah,
the airwaves, the land? And then now, first it used to be the land was worth everything. And now they put a tiny box, make you pay $1 million, and it's on 10,000 square feet of land. So they're
yeah,
flipping everything. But then the bottom line is that who did they buy the land from in order to be able to sell it to me? Because God gave it to everybody.
I know. There's no reason for one person to have this much and this person to have nothing. That's not. I mean, yeah, maybe we had to have a planet or school, but I feel like if we go to back to the other side and we know everything over there, why do we need to come here and learn it again? To me, it didn't make sense. I don't know, the whole thing of like, I feel like we got stuck into in a cycle, and we're just,
Maybe part of
thank
that
God
has to
these
do with
systems are breaking.
our
Huh?
right to our right for free will, and
Yes.
maybe because we're put in this time space, free
Yes.
will, like so we can choose to do this, choose to do that, and if you're making wrong decisions, then you can make another decision in a minute, and that'll be now, and that'll be a different decision,
Yes.
and then you'll be a different person, and you'll split your timeline, and you'll start
Yes.
showing up differently. So it's
Yep.
a constant place of
Yep.
finding out who you are and realizing and moving forward.
You are calling it. Listen, if anything makes me believe that the actual validation is the Mandela effect. That to
Hmm.
me is the validation I need that
Hmm.
we all are not misremembering things. That
Right.
timeline, that whole, to me, that's proof right now that we have our reality has split. If you believe
Hmm.
all that, and yet our timelines, because to me, my reality, all that other stuff did happen, and now it didn't. So it's whatever. But like to me, that's a good thing, and I feel like there's things that, yeah, I'm going to get into the other stuff that's been changed, but to me, I feel like it is the grand plan, and I think that he is doing that stuff, and he is trying to show everybody that this stuff is real. Like
Hmm.
things can really change. Like we don't have to, we don't have to live the way we're living for the lost century, they call it. The last 100 years has been hijacked. Our
Yeah.
evolution hijacked for 100 years, because you mean to tell me that like airplanes, whatever, what year was it, like 19 whatever one, they haven't evolved at all, like travel, they're still flying with fossil fuels. Come on, the
That
evolution,
part.
all
We
of a
were
sudden,
supposed to be the Jetsons. I was
100
literally
years
supposed
they
to.
hijacked. They can run these things. We see the aliens, we see how they fly.
Right.
We don't need fossil fuels. We can
How
run.
is it the only thing from the Jetsons we get is FaceTime? That's
Yes,
the
I
only
know.
thing they let us get.
We're not even caught up to the
I don't
Jetsons.
have a hover car. Where's Judy? I need
Yeah,
my house cleaned. What's
yes,
going on?
I know. I love my robot dog. Sorry, Katie. I love you though. Anyway, I love you, Larja.
I love you too. Thanks for letting me come be distracted. This has been excellent.
I
I
know.
wouldn't have wanted to spend this morning anywhere else. You totally took my mind off it. I
I'm
feel
glad.
love, and I'm feeling peaceful right now. So
Good.
thanks so much.
You're welcome.
And everybody smash your buttons. You know what to do.
Same thing. Same with
Okay?
Larja. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed to Larja, please.
Yes, definitely.
If
And have a
anything,
happy Friday.
it's
Have a
Friday.
happy Friday.
Yes, happy
And don't
Friday.
forget, always do you. It's no, you're fine. You
Mm-hmm.
are perfect just like you are. You don't need to change anything for anybody unless you want to.
I
God
know.
let you be born so you can do your thing. It's not for you to do my thing or Chris's thing or nobody else's. The
Exactly.
one thing Robert Earl Joseph Glass did was he only lived by his rules. He
Good.
only lived by his rules, and that's my gift from him, and I'm sharing it with you. Love you
I,
guys. See you
I love
later.
you. See you later. All right, guys. I'm gonna go to. Thank you guys for sticking around. It's been a while. It's been 2.5 hours. You guys know Fridays are long because we usually do have our little sessions. I'm glad that we could get Large's mind off it. I'm sending her love and light, and I'm glad that we were able to do that stuff. So thanks for sticking around, guys. And again, follow. I know. Listen, I'm not the only. My downloads on the podcast side are horrible. They're not doing well. It's always over here. But again, I'm grateful for whatever. I know I want my Roomba. Yeah, I'm telling you. Go ahead. I know you guys all think I'm crazy anyway, but it's not a secret. I know I'm an alien. I mean, Christ, like I'm not normal. I'm not a fucking snowflake, guys. I told you all that too. All right, guys. I love you, and I will see you on Monday, unless I pop up in somebody else's platform. But and anybody, guys, you guys are all in Zach's chat. Can you tell him to collab with me, please? Because I've never asked him, and I want to. Now that I see how him and Josh interact, because I'm just like Josh, and now I know that I love you so much. Too. I know that if him and I disagree, that we'll still be friends after because him and Josh do it. And Josh tells him how his opinion, and I was afraid that we would argue because Erin would have to tell me and explain our communication styles because I would say, I hate him, he's being so mean. We'd fight over Erica. But if you guys are mostly in Zach's thing, I want to collab with Zach. And I keep asking him, he's not answering me. And I don't want to take that as a no because I'm just going to make him do it. All right. I love you guys. And thanks for sticking around. My high ass eyes are fucked up. Sorry. I love yous. And I will see you later. Larja, I'm so glad that we were able to do that for you. Zach, Peter. Because I watched him and Josh and I love them together. And I'm like, oh my God. He is literally like, he is like the Southern Mafia. He's just like, I'm telling you, he belongs to the Southern Mafia, Josh. He's funny. But he has differences of opinion with Zach like I do. Like we disagree on basically every housewife. And I think we would have fun. And I know we could be friends after because all that. Mimir and all you guys, everybody, like you guys are always here. And you don't have to be. And if you're still listening on the podcast side, remember I said there's chapters and there's timestamps and it goes through everything. The chapters actually say what we talked about, so you can just skip through. Always on the Housewives for the first hour, and then I keep these up like this. That's why Monday was so hard for me to have to cut that short. I had to cut off it right in the middle because of that person that popped up. So that was ignorant, and then we're not going to talk about who that was because I told you guys I didn't find out who it was, but I did, and yeah, very hurtful. And I'm not surprised, actually. Oh, he's funny. I really like him a lot. Like, I really like him and Zach together. And I'm not trying to, jinx anything or allege anything, whatever. But I think that he found his person. If anything, they have a good relationship like this. And if it transfers over to something else, that's great. At least a friendship, because I like them together. I love them recapping. I love their lives together is what I mean. So I haven't seen them as a couple. I'm just saying they're funny. Money Grace, aren't they? I love it. Thank you guys. Again, I'm going to keep saying that. I know who is behind the account. I'm going to have to tell you in a message because I don't want to start anything else. But we kind of figured it out. And I said, no, they wouldn't. I'm going to send you I'll send it to you in DM. All right, guys. I love you. Thanks for sticking around my high ass. I see all you. There are a lot of people watching on Twitter. A lot of people on Facebook. Yeah. Erin. Yeah, a lot of people on Twitter, Facebook. I'm going to get a tablet so I can do IG Live too at the same time. So, yeah. Josh from Louisiana. He's got a channel, but he's friends with Zach. He lives in Beverly Hills, but he went to like Sutton's dinner and stuff. Like he must be like really connected in LA. But I need to I want to come to LA so bad. I want to come to California. I want to see Larja. I want to go to California. I'm scared too. I will tell you guys. I will. You're not going to be surprised. We all figured it out, kind of. It's just sad how super, super blocked they had to like super block their asses. And I have my brother's like a web designer. He does all that shit, so I could hack that shit real quick. And I didn't want to do it because I kind of didn't want to know. But now I do know, and now I'm like, oh, that makes so much sense. Like, so fucking immature. Like the shit that they're saying was so immature. All right, I'm gonna DM you guys on Instagram and tell you. I said it in Zach's chat last night, but I don't think anybody caught on. But Joe Mendoza, if you're still there, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence because I missed your ass. When I saw you show up at Zach's, I was like, Mr. Mendoza, where have you been? We are the originals. We are the original Hot Messy Topics. We are hot messies, okay? We are the hot messy part of Hot Messy Topics. And I love it that we're all still here together. But I missed, like, I want to know where Trish is. Trish, I sent her a message too to come here. Not, we've all been dumped. At least I have anyway. But all right, guys, I'm getting too stupid now. I love you all. And I will see you on Monday. Please, the replay crew, whoever's viewing, all you guys that are viewing this shit, like, and you're not watching it, they watch for like the first half hour and that's it. I'm watching my analytics. Please hit the notification so you guys can see me live, and hit the all button, because if you're not getting notifications, it's because of my mouth and they're not pushing my videos because they're either too long or they don't like the things I'm saying. So you have to hit the all button in case they shadow ban my ass, like they did to the harsh reality, my evil twin. I'm not her. I'm reality with Kristen May. I'm the good witch from the east. I love y'all. All right, bye. Like, subscribe.